What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go
Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2 of the Blue Otter League. Some more Conduit Esports action. I am your host, Jabba2000, here again with Mr. Ryan M. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well, man. I'm doing very well. How are you doing, brother?
I'm glad that it is that time of week again. We had a lot of fun last week
Hmm.
watching some League of Legends, and we're here again, Conduit Esports, like we said, this time against Monkeys Rising. Week 2 of Blue Water League here. We're a bit late to Champion Select here, so we'll look at the first round of bans now that they are almost all in. For Conduit, they got Ziggs, Fiddlesticks, Morgana off the table, and for Monkeys Rising, we have your girl Seraphine, unfortunately riding the
Oh man,
bandwagon,
I
followed
wanted to see her again.
followed by Trundle, followed by Thresh. Pretty
Nice band
interesting.
overall.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Seraphine, you already know how I feel about her. Any new viewers, I love Seraphine. Seraphine was picked up by Genetics in the series last week, Wednesday, and did pretty good. Hit some ults, did a lot of good damage, built one to Leandri's build, my personal preference. Then we also seen Trundle. We've seen Kappa Crusader go absolutely
Yes.
nuts on the Trundle. So really good bands on the side of Monkeys
Yeah,
Rising.
not only is Trundle like good in the hands of Kappa Crusader, because obviously historically he's played it, it's just like a really good champion right now in general for the meta. So good smart ban here by Monkeys Rising. First pick comes in, we have Leona for Mr. Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. Loves his engage, his tanky supports.
Yeah, I love this pickup. We talk about it all the time, Jabba, whether it's the Nautilus, the Leona, the Thresh. Just give this guy a tank champion, give this guy an engaged support, and he's going in. He's not scared. He makes those plays, right? And on the side of Monkeys Rising, they decide to go for the other generic engaged support and Nautilus and round out their bot lane with the Ezreal.
I'm
What are your thoughts
excited.
on that?
I'm excited because whenever two like melee engaged supports go up against each other, there's always a lot of really small interactions. So,
Yes.
something if the Leona player is really good, they can stun the Nautilus before he gets his auto down to get
Right.
the
The
enhanced
roots?
CC. But
Yeah.
you have to be really good on your timing. As the Leona player, I believe it is in the Leona player's kind of hands to dictate the matchup. If they're good enough, they can interrupt the combo.
Right.
Um, and like you were saying, Monkeys Rising rounded out their bottom lane right away with the Ezreal, and Conduit doing the same thing here, picking up their 80 carry. A misfortune for Genetics there.
Nice. Like the Misfortune pickup. It's one of those champions. I've been seeing a couple builds lately. I don't really see Misfortune too much, but I've been seeing a lot of Misfortunes going lethality. Some go the generic crit build. But of course, it's really good to have that lockdown from the Leona and allow Misfortune to just fire off her ultimate from the backline. And talk about lockdown. Looks like we're going to be seeing the Amumu locked in as well for our boy Kappa Crusader.
Interesting. This is going to be a pick that I think becomes a lot more popular when the patch 11.17 just got announced today, but I don't
Hmm.
think it is in effect. I don't
Right,
think so.
right.
So, and Amubu is getting like a bit of a mini rework in that patch. So I expect to see him later, probably in the coming weeks, but we're going to see him here as well. And then the third ban for Monkeys Rising is that set, maybe to counteract that Amumu engage.
Yeah, and now we see the second round of bans coming through. We see the Mordekaiser being banned. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing Squig play the Mordekaiser. I'm a Mordekaiser fanatic as well. I'm a Mordekaiser enjoyer, so I would love to see that. But unfortunately, that's going to be banned away. And the Zen ban on the side of Conduit. I mean, again, just a
Mm-hmm.
standard staple, really strong jungler. The nerfs didn't really do too much to him. Yes, he clears a little bit slower, but he's still the same Xin Zhao that people know and hate. Last two bands coming out as well, Jabba. Alawi on the side of Monkeys Rising. We see Squig Smurf on that. And then the Poppy being hovered right now for Conduit.
Yeah, it makes sense that we're going to see some jungle and some solo lane bans just because Monkey or Conduit hasn't locked in their top yet, so they're going to try and squeeze that pool a little bit. And I think the Poppy's most likely a jungle pick. I don't really know what Monkey's Rising jungler plays, but if we see the set already, is probably a top lane or a jungle Poppy. Actually, yeah, no. We see the set, so it's probably not top lane, is what I meant to say. Probably a Poppy jungle pick.
Honestly, sometimes when I see Set Jabba, I don't know where he's gonna go just because he can be flex, right? We don't
That's
see him in the
true.
jungle anymore, but he can go top, he can go support. Some people played him mid depending on the matchup. Don't think he's gonna go mid in this team comp, but I have seen it. So obviously the Nautilus being locked in, so he's not gonna go support. But yeah, I think you're right. I do think like that would be probably a top set, so a Poppy jungle in terms of the target band there. But Let's see what they decide to round out their comp with on the side of Monkeys Rising. Now, for Conduit, for our boys for Squig, I'm excited to see who he picks, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to enjoy his gameplay, and I want to see who he decides to go in on. But we see the Corki locked in. Interesting choice here. A double marksman comp for the side of Monkeys Rising.
Yeah, lots of scaling on the side of Monkeys Rising so far. Another good team fight pick Conduit picks up here with the Oriana. They have the Mumu Oriana combo now, and they actually have just a lot of really good team fights, actually. A lot of really good ultimates to layer on top of each other here for Conduit's looking real nice so far. Looking for a top lane pick.
I love it.
Yeah, a lot of good ultimates. Really good scaling on the side of Monkeys Rising, though, and we might get to see the unkillable Tom Kench here in the top lane for Squig. We've seen him on this pick before, and he always does very, very well on it. We saw that cheeky kind of W in bait during one of the games last week.
Game three.
We were like, ooh, Squig, I don't know about that one. And then literally 30 seconds later, there was a gank from Capra Crusader on the Trundle there. It forced the enemy who was playing Mordekaiser to get kind of baited in near the tower. And we saw from the coach that was a planned early gank from them. So good on them. They're going to have the Tom Kench again. And yeah, Vi coming in here for the jungle pick from Monkeys Rising. Don't see too much Vi. I feel like she's not bad, though. I think she's a Divine Sunderer champion, and Divine Sunderer is really good. It's getting nerfed to next patch. So I think I like it.
You know, I like it, but on the side of Conduit, they have a simple to play comp. Press R. You feel me?
Pretty much.
They're just going to press R. Leona's going to press R. Amumu's going to go in with Q and press R. He's going to have the Oriana ball on top of him. She's going to shockwave. Tom Kent is going to be there to peel for the misfortune, to be able to eat her just in case that she does get caught, just in case that she does get ulted by the Vi. So to be honest, I'm really liking Conduit's team comp because it's going to be super easy to execute. On the side of Monkeys Rising, of course, they have the double AD carry comp, which is always extremely potent, extremely strong. But we're going to see if they can actually execute and if they can land their skill shots as well.
It looks like it's going to be a battle of the front lines here. Like you said, really good team fighting here on the side of Conduit, but double marksman always scales really well, and it's a lot of, even though it is double marksman, it's not like physical damage heavy just because it's Ezreal and Corki, so like
mixed damage.
They're still going to have a lot of damage, even though they have the big bruisers and Set and Vi to bring all the physical damage, and a lot of AoE, surprisingly, we'll see out of them. But the Ezreal and Corki are just going to chew through front lines if it's going to be a true front to back, front lines running into each other style team. So the more people Conduit can hit with all their buttons, obviously the better that is. If they can blow up that Ezreal and the Corki, it's just going to be easy winnings from then on, just because they have so much CC, so much AoE team fight capabilities coming out here. So
exactly, I honestly completely agree. And Jabba, looks like we're going to be in for a treat. Hey, look, I want this to go 3 games just so we can have some more League of Legends. But we'll see. We'll see how Conduit plays. We'll see how Monkeys Rising play. But we will be taking a short break, a really, really quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. And when we come back, we are going to be jumping into Game 1 of Conduit versus Monkeys Rising. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. Game one of Monkeys Rising versus Conduit. We're on to the Rift and we're ready to hop into the game.
Something I made, actually, I'm unmuted now. Haha.
There we go.
Something I wanted to check before the game started so I could let everybody know. Monkeys Rising also won their match
Oh,
2-0 last week, so
we got a
we
pause.
got a bit of a pause. Looks like their jungler's AFK at the moment. I would assume that it's not going to take so long, so I'm going to just keep the game up for now.
Yeah.
But we can talk a little bit more about what we're going to expect out of the teams, judging on the champions, and I'm going to take a quick look at the runes as well. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I do
You also
see.
mentioned that. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say the one thing that is maybe interesting to note out at the start here: Capra Crusader has Conqueror with Domination second on the Amumu, so no tanky runes, no Aftershock or anything. So it would not surprise me if Mr. Capra Crusader went some sort of off AP damage build on the Amumu, but
Ooh, maybe a little bit of ultimate hunter action going on there, so you can spam that.
yeah, that's
that
what I would
CC
guess.
even more.
That's what I would guess out of the red tree secondary there, but. Wouldn't be shocked to see like a Demonic's Embrace second or third item possibly here. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Yeah, why not? Get a little bit of extra tanky stats, and obviously synergizes really well with his W. So, yeah, I think second, third item that would be pretty good. In terms of everything else, like you said, Job, it looks pretty standard, right? In terms of the runes, item starts in the beginning seem pretty standard. I am really curious to see how the fights are going to play out with that front to back if they do decide to play that way with the double marksman. I always say like double marksman, it's super scary because if the other team or if the enemy team knows how to play it, you're in for a world of hurt. Of course, if they can't really execute it that well, then they're pretty much stomped.
Yeah, it's a bit of a two-threat comp just because later into the game, Basting and Jungkook are going to do the most damage. They're going to get kited out a lot because it's the Conduit has so much CC. I'm actually because of that they have so much CC. I'm surprised that Barry Donut didn't go cleanse this game. Could have done that, but he's probably saying, you know, I'm Ezreal, I can stay safe most of the time, so he's gonna leverage that arcane shift to make sure he stays out of sticky situations. And he does have a Nautilus by his side, so instead of like engage, it could be used for peel too, since there's so much that's gonna be jumping at him. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. And it looks like they're having a pretty standard start here as well. Nobody really going for any cheeky invades. And it looks like Cap Crusader is going to be starting at his red, while Jungkook is going to be starting at his red on the top side as well.
Mirrored starts here for the jungle. Means we won't have any early fighting for crabs unless there's some weird shenanigans going on. I feel like Vi can be a little bit more creative with her pathing. She's the more early game focused champion of the two junglers here in this game. So she could look to get some early dives or early kills. I would say probably either top or bot, since Corki kind of doesn't have any set up for ganks in the lane himself. But Nautilus obviously great gank setup as well as set himself. It's kind of hard to kill Squig though, so we'll have to wait and see. I would guess though that Jungkook would like to focus his early attention on the bottom lane.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that would probably be a really good idea. Then, of course, Vi, like we said, with her pathing, she has multiple different routes. I wonder if she's going to go for that, you know, early level 3 gank, just clear a couple camps, or if she's going to opt for that full clear. Of course, Vi's do like to get that 6 really quickly so she can ult on a target and basically auto-secure a kill. But it looks like she is going to do... It looks like she went red into Wolves, Gromp, and then going to pick up... Yeah, 4 camp clear here.
For cancel, not the crazy early level 3 like we saw Capra Crusader do last week, where he did red blue Gromp, which is the fastest you can do level 3 off 3 camps. So he's actually choosing Jungkook is to like he hasn't done his blue buff yet. He's looking to get over this wall maybe.
Interesting.
Conduit smartly though, knowing it's a Vi in the game, they already have a ward in that gank brush on the side there, so they are gonna walk into it and see it here. He's gonna use his sweeper that he got early. So good on him. It's 2 reads from both teams, and they were both correct. So if I kind of waste a little bit of time, but doesn't really lose anything, could just go do her blue buff now. And because there was mirrored starts, there's not gonna be a fight for the crab. A Squig maybe goes in, but not finding it quite yet.
Yeah, just doing a little bit of trading, taking a little bit of an unfavorable trade. He does have the thick skin, so he is able to tank that up a little bit. Of course, having that passive regen, starting Dorn Shield as well, both of them, they're going to be able to heal that back up. But I mean, it's a set versus Tom Kench. I'll be very surprised if we see any early solo bolos coming out from either side. I think both of them kind of just want to play to just scale up and then help out in team fights.
Yeah, it does look like Squig has the push in this matchup. He already got the big wave into the Tower of Basting here. He's able to get most of it underneath the tower, only down, like, actually just perfectly even CS. So good CSing underneath the tower there by the Monkey top laner.
Oh, hold on. I can see a little bit of action. Oh no, actually just says, oh, I'm just kidding. It's just a prank, bro. I'm not ganking you. I'm just going to my Raptors.
I'm charging up the queue to make you think that I might think that you think I'm gonna think about it. You know what I'm saying? So
take a look at that early vision already as well, Jabba, in the bot side, as we see a Mumu try to go in. Seeing Cap Crusader trying to hit that Q, misses just a little bit. They now have vision on him, but look at the bot lane vision right now as well. For Monkeys Rising, looks like they're really committing to that bot side. Want to control the vision down there. As you see Vi starting to path top, along with the Mumu. So I wonder if we're going to see some 2v2 action coming up soon.
yeah, like you said, there's 3 wards and the Scuttle Crab still chilling there for Monkeys Rising. So they know if Amumu even thinks about going in the bottom lane, they'll know he's there. So right now they don't see him lurking in the bush, but Cap Crusader fancies it.
Yeah, he's here. As we see Squig going in, he actually engages with the Abyssal Dive. Looks like
Teleport.
a TP's also coming in. Double TP's coming in. Looks like we're getting a fight. The Haymaker comes out. Basing actually gets away, but oh my gosh, Cap Crusader, is he gonna live? Is he gonna live? Oh, unfortunately not. First blood goes to Chinese Spy. He picks up the kill. Squig has a thick skin. Is he gonna be thick enough to get out of there? Yes, he is, as he pops it to get that shield. And it's a 1-for-0 for Monkeys Rising. Kill goes to the mid lane. Chinese Spy.
Chinese Spy cashing in on the early aggression here. 3 flashes used on the sides of Monkey Rising. They really wanted to get that one. Capra Crusader and Squig starting off that play, but Monkey's Rising there to finish it and continue
but they're going to
it.
go for the dive here as a Haymaker comes out, and unfortunately doesn't look like much is going to happen because Squig is just kiting him around the tire. BTS Jungkook, what are you doing? Is this an enters angle? I think so. Squig with the outplay, just he's waddling his feet, licking with the lick-a-tongue, and he gets the kill.
It looked like Jungkook didn't have the cooldowns there because, Vi can do a really quick auto EQ to get a full proc on her passive and hit 2 abilities and get a shield. But he didn't. He kind of just walked up there and autoed him. So I think he maybe tried to force the issue when he didn't have his cooldowns up yet, and it results in a kill for Squig. Good job surviving underneath the tower, making that play a 1-for-1, and we're just even in gold now.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, yeah, it looks like a really good play. Hold on, looks like... Oh, he actually based. Genetics was able to get the base off, but this leaves Ain't Easy being cheesy by himself. They know that he based. Looks like the root comes in from Pink Penguin. Ain't Easy being cheesy, looking to turn it around. Hits a W, hits the Q as we see another TP coming in. And here comes Squig. Here comes the Abyssal Dive as Pink Penguin has a flash over the wall. And looks like JJH is here. He's a little bit old, but it doesn't matter as he still picks up the kill. Captain Crusader trying to kite back. Squig is still here. He actually has the ult. He's going to throw him back into Ain't Easy being cheesy as he hits the Zenith Blade. As the Haymaker comes out. Sorry, the Facebreaker comes out. Basin trying to get away. Oh, he gets stunned by Squig. Is Squig going to be able to do it? And look at Genetics picking up the kill. And look at Capra Crusader stunning Buried Donut right under the tower. And they're going to keep going. Abyssal Dive comes out. Knockup comes out. BTS Jungkook, what are you doing? Once again, it looks like wherever you go, Squig goes too. And he's able to pick up the second kill.
What was that? That was a lot of action all of a sudden. 2 more teleports. We didn't even mention that there's 4 teleports in this game. 2 more come down, a bunch of flashes. It was a really good rotation from mid for JJH to get that isolated kill with 0 mana, so he was happy to even get anything out of that one. Really nice plays. Another someone surviving underneath the tower at 10 HP is the conduit special this game already. We were talking about it being a bit of an even gold lead, and now it's about 1,500 in Conduit Esports' favor.
Yeah, and I mean, you love to see it if you're on the side of Conduit, just because you're playing a comp now that is going to... Obviously, the enemy team has some pretty scary scaling, but with you being able to get ahead, as we see Pink Penguin getting cheeky, wrapping around, plays off auto, gets the root. Oh, and actually CCs him out of his ultimate, but here comes Ain't Easy being cheesy. It ain't easy being cheesy, but it's pretty easy to pick up the kill. And it looks like he's taking the tower, They can't quite get it. I like the patience. I like the commitment. I like the not overcommitment, actually, as you see a little bit more trading coming on the top side. And Conduit Gaming is able to pick up another kill. Oh, hold on. Abyssal
Squig
Dive comes
fancies
through.
some more.
Yeah, he does fancy some more. He's beasting the second, tries to go in. I'm not sure if this is a fight he wants to take because Squig is so damn tanky. He has a thick skin. He's just going to be able to regen that back up. And now his ultimate is used.
This is some scary fighting in the top lane because both champions have the ability to gain a 3,000 point shield with one ability press. So like,
Yeah.
it could be that they both look super dead and then they both have the ability to just gain a bunch of health periodically. So like, this is a matchup that I would be scared to play because like, oh, I can kill this guy. Oh wait, what's his W cooldown? And we have to just juggle back and forth.
Like
oh,
a gank is coming through. A nice beasting. What an amazing E there to keep Squig locked in. As BTS Jungkook is actually gonna have to use the ult. The W comes out as well, and Squig stays alive. I love this guy, man. I love this guy. Look at him waddle away. But it looks like Rift Herald is gonna be used on the top side here to pick up some plates. As we see Kappa Crusader going in, lands the Q. Oh my gosh, he's by himself. He lands
by himself.
the second Q. Hold on, the Mumu patch is already out. He has the double charges. Looks like he's just deep. And just like that, the solo bolo for him. But it looks like the top tower here is going to take quite a beating as they collect some dinner plates. It's a little bit Thanksgiving here. We're there a little bit early. It looks like they're going to be eating. But interesting action happening around all over the map as JJH gets a little bit poked down on him as well.
Yeah, both sides of the map. There's things happening. It's a good Rift Herald because they didn't get the kill on Squig, living underneath the tower at less than 100 HP again for the second time this game. They're gonna get a lot of money onto Basting and Jungkook here, but like you said, other side of the map, Kappa Crusader actually just running down the Nautilus. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, quite unfortunate. The young snipes from downtown, and
I think it was blind too. I don't think they have a ward. He just like shot it and said YOLO.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, all you can do is just commend him and play on. I mean, it's one drag. At least it's a cloud dragon. It's not too big of a deal. You know, you just gotta regroup and get the next one, right?
Yeah, it's actually it seems like not a big deal, but on the side of Monkeys Rising, they're behind in this early game, and they are the scaling composition. Getting that Drake actually means the potential Dragon Soul is actually just 5 minutes later now. So that doesn't seem like a big deal at the moment, but if it comes to the point where like Conduit is on Soul Point, it could have been that they just get the soul. They could have had the soul at that point in time. And if that extra 5 minutes gets Berry Donor or Chinese Spy or whoever some time to get another item, that actually could make a difference later in the game. But no idea right now. We'll have to wait and see. But that's a small detail that actually might come back to bite Conduit here.
And take a look at Squig's build. We got the triple cloth armor here. That boy is saying, I don't want you to do any damage, and I love it, right?
He'll use them all.
yeah, it's true. I mean, he's going up against a Set and a Vi, right? So he's getting a ton of value off of that, right? He's going to be super tank. We already seen it pay some dividends. Cap Crusader, he just gets... Oh, wait, he actually does land the Q. He lands the R, and there's a shockwave as JJH picks up the kill. Good stuff. I'm actually surprised Chinese Spy stuck around for that. He's seen that Amumu was there. He just placed a ward, and he actually just stayed there and just allowed him to hit the Q. But, hey, Conduit's not complaining. They pick up the kill.
Yeah, it seems a bit far forward there. Like you said, they see him on the ward. Kappa Crusader's there with the sleeper hitting it. And Oriana's literally just standing right there. Nobody flashed to try and get in range of that. He was just up a little bit too far and had his flash as well. So he obviously wasn't thinking that he was in any danger. Otherwise, he would have tried to flash away. But he doesn't lose too many minions underneath the tower there. He is forced to TP, so they can't make that cross map play if they want to. JJH and Squig both have teleport. It's coming up in just a few seconds here. So Basting the second will have his fairly soon, but it is a 2-to-1 advantage in teleports for now.
Yep. And I feel like that could potentially have a huge impact, Jabba, just because, again, we've seen that teleport early game when they all went down there and were able to pick up kills. So we see Kappa Crusader miss the Q. And what an ult by Ain't Easy being cheesy, and over the wall we see the bullet time come out. Kappa Crusader is on a killing spree. Is he going to be able to pick up another one? Pick Penguin trying to live. He actually gets the root. They play off auto as Kappa Crusader goes down, but look at Genetics landing that Q, gets that extra damage down as BTS Jungkook is trying to auto Genetics punch. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not, because JJH, we just talked about that TP coming through as we see the ultimate come through from Basing the second, and Squig is just too tanky. Those triple cloth armors paying dividends once again. But Jabba, that teleport coming in clutch. saving Genetics' life.
Like we said, the teleport for JJH did come in clutch, save Genetics' life, but that whole time while you were doing the fight, I was looking at Basting the Second's teleport timer, and he didn't have it for most of the fight, and you would just think, if this fight happens, 10 seconds later, they have a set showing up in the middle of it with his ultimate, and that could turn the tide of it. So, like we've said it last week, we're going to probably keep saying it. League of Legends, a game of seconds, a game of inches, and those few small seconds on that teleport timer made the difference there. It would have been hard because he would have had to back up from Squig, because obviously Squig can try and cancel that on the Tom Kench, and he had his teleport as well. So impossible to say, but because we didn't even have the possibility, we're not going to find out. So, but there was possibility for Monkeys Rising to turn it around there if they had the teleport timer.
And it looks like Squig is going for the classic Brambles tabs, the Tyler 1 special. Once you have those Brambles tabs, it's going to be really hard for you to go down. He also has his Bomby Cinder as well, so he's going to be building that up, as we also see a Mumu going for that generic tank build as well. Looks like he's going to be wanting to pick up that Sunfire. And we'll see if he does decide to go that demonic embrace. Second is, oh my god, JJH doing a ton of damage. And here we see playing off Auto once again. I like Pig Penguin doing that, but he gets absolutely chunked. This Cap Crusader comes in, Zenith Blade lands, the Solar Flare misses, but it doesn't even matter. Cap Crusader lands the ultimate. Looks like their DPs are down, but he's in a really bad spot. He's just getting poked out by Donuts. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to pick up any kills on any side, but you like to live here as Hold on the True Shot Barrage comes down. Doesn't quite do enough. But you like to see them still living just because it was a 3v4, and they almost picked up a kill, but neither side goes down.
Yeah,
the team actually gets the first tower as well.
Yeah, that was a lot of fighting and a lot of ultimates used for nobody to go down there. And he's being cheesy, get poked out a little bit. But yeah, like you said, lots of fighting, and Genetics wasn't there. He just got the entirety of first tower in the bottom lane. So like it's equal, but then they get a tower. So incremental advantages still stacking up here for Conduit here as we go into the mid game. Infernal Drake is spawned, and it looks like Monkeys Rising is going to be the first around it for now. Cap Crusader did just take a back, so I think they're going to be a little bit late if Monkeys Rising starts it right now. They're not going to, though. They're unaware on where everybody is right now, it looks like. They don't have a whole lot of vision inside Conduit's jungle. They a little bit around the dragon itself, but...
Oh, as you see Genetics, nice juke on the Q, and he says, smooth moves. You can't hit me, baby. As we see the Solar Flare comes out, and it's time to launch some bullets. But nice package from Chinese Spy. Knocks JJH right into the team. Ain't easy being cheesy, now caught in the middle, getting poked out here, and pulled from downtown. Double kill from Chinese Spy, and he's going to go for more. And just like that, it looks like they're slowly coming back into the game and want to pick up this Infernal Drake, Jabba.
Yeah, they definitely have control now. It looked like Genetics was a little bit far up in the mid lane there, so Jungkook was looking for a play. Everybody coming in to try and reinforce, but yeah, good fighting. The fight was long, and the fight was able to Chinese Spy and Buried Donut were able to stay away from everybody, which is what they want to be doing in this game. Have people stand in front so the two long range marksmen can sit and just chunk out damage, and like you said, they can do damage from downtown with the missiles, with the mystic shots. The longer the fights are, I think the better for Monkeys Rising in this game, just because Conduit's comp is all about get in, hit everybody with all their buttons, and if they die, they die. That's fine. But if Chinese Spy and Berry Donut are able to stay far away, the longer the fights are, the better, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. And a comp like this as well, they can definitely get an advantage early, just landing some poke, continuously landing poke in that mid to late game, and basically want to fight off that just because they're starting at lower health bars, right? So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Right now they're still a little bit behind, not behind by too much, but they are behind. And let's see if Conduit can capitalize on their early game lead and hope that Monkeys Rising doesn't get to that point where they can be an extreme threat late game. Because we see a TP coming down here. Here's Cork. Here's Chinese Spy.
Yeah, they want to fight for this Herald, it looks like.
Yeah, they're going to fight for it as Jungkook uses the Q, misses it on Ain't Easy being cheesy. And Flash comes through from Pink Penguin, misses, just slightly misses. And it looks like they're going to hard commit for this. Conduit just going to give it up because JJH does not have his TP. So he's just going to pick up some farm in the bot lane. They'll give this Rift Herald.
Yeah, smart choice. They see the TP coming out from Chinese Spy and 5 members of Monkeys Rising there. They decide, all right, you spent all these resources to get the Herald. they're not going to fight him for it because stepping into a bad fight when the teams are pretty equal, like you said. They said they cut their losses. We're going to get some farm on JJH, who was in the bottom lane. We're going to get some farm on Genetics. He pushed in mid, and the tower's gone now. They are going to answer mid lane towers with the Rift Herald, looks like here, but smart
TP coming out.
Yeah, smart plays from Conduit, I think, to just cut their losses. They, Monkeys Rising does get a bit out of it, but they don't get more by like also winning a team fight or something. So.
And Genetics quietly having a really, really good game. 2-0-4 has a shutdown right now, deciding to go for the Kraken Slayer build. I like it, typically knowing that you're going to play a little bit more front to back, being able to have that tank shred, that set, and the Nautilus are going to be up front and going to be pretty tanky, so I like that. Does have this rated Dirk as well. But yeah, definitely having a little bit quiet game. We haven't seen too many nasty bullet times just because they have been interrupted from the ones we've seen before, but still having a good game nonetheless.
Monkeys Rising still scaling up here. We have 2 champions went tier of the goddess on the side of Monkeys Rising here. 1 being completed right now. Chinese Spy has that fully completed Muramana already.
Wow, 2 items already. Wow.
2 items, tier 2 boost. He's going to be doing a lot of damage, a lot of long range magic damage. It's going to be hard for... he's actually going to be the one that does a lot of damage to Squig, who's full armor at this point.
Ooh, Jabba, take a look at what item Genetic just purchased. The Serpent's Fang.
Oh, interesting. It makes a lot of sense, actually. Nautilus obviously shields himself. Vi actually, with her passive, every time she gets a proc of her denting blows on somebody, it reduces the cooldown on her passive, so she can get more shields when she uses abilities. So she will be fairly having a lot of shields, and Set obviously with his W. And then I think Vi and Set will both build a Sterix this game. I'm pretty sure. So it's a lot of shields. Yeah, I think it's good for Genetics to get it because he's Misfortune, and obviously he has a lot of AoE with his ultimate. If he gets to sit in the back and channel it, like you were saying, and not get interrupted, it's going to reduce a lot of the shielding, obviously. So, and that's going to make it make JJH's job even easier. So I think I like it.
Oh, as we see Squig trying to get a little bit fancy here, but nothing much going to come from it. Just some basic trading going on. So you see Conduit coming towards the bot side. That Dragon's going to be up soon. They lost the first 2. Unfortunately, the first one was Young sniped, but they lost the second one pretty handily. So we'll see if they're able to pick up this third one, the first for them, and kind of delay this Dragon Soul stacking on the side of Monkeys Rising. But they're collecting vision right now, playing it slow. I like it. And pushing out the bot lane.
Yeah, they were there pretty early, which is always good. You would rather... I think as Conduit's team comp, you want to be 2 objectives early just because it's hard to walk into Orianna zoning you off and potential Leona or a Mumu engage, things like that. It's hard for the front line of Monkeys Rising to walk into Fog of War against Conduit's team comp, so I think it was good that they were there early. They have to make sure that they stick around, though, so Monkeys Rising can't just walk in for free and take away the vision they spent all this time getting.
That's true, as we see Capra Crusader engaging on Chinese Spy. This is actually huge, because he doesn't have the opportunity to use package, and just like that, they get the shockwave down, and he goes down in easy being cheesy, cancels that one, but it's all good. As the bullet time comes out, he's channeling, he's bulleting, and he's able to pick up the kill. They're able to get the damage onto the Vi, as Young Coop goes down, and Basing in the second is trying to get a trade kill here, trying to focus on Genetics, saying, oh my god, how is that balanced? Genetics just goes down, as Buried Donut is sniping from the side, and is able to pick up JJH. He's pumping out the damage, and Mystic shots are coming out. Capra Crusader getting really low, and he lands the Q. I don't know if they can win this, can they? As Pink Penguin goes out, they have no more damage. Capra Crusader running around his Donut once again is just sniping. He's getting free DPS as we see Squig trying to go in, but I think this is all for naught. Pops the shield, flashes over the wall, but bam, lands a long-range hook, and Pink Penguin picks that up.
That was actually wild. It was a really good look from Capra Crusader catching out the initial fight. And then, I hate to call it out, but I have to. JJH on the Orianna flashed into a wall and did the sombrero and ulti on top of himself. So
I actually didn't see that. Oh, man, good catch.
I could see what he was trying to go for. He was trying to get the sombrero ulti flash to get the instant, CC onto the target that was caught already, but misspaced the flash for a little bit, or didn't space out the Q to throw the ball forward before he ulted. So it looked like not a big deal because they still got the kill afterwards, but then they didn't have that big team fight ultimate for when the rest of the team showed up. And as you saw, that team fight was like long, and the longer the
Yeah.
fights go, you know, the more cues that Ezreal gets to shoot out. It's just so much damage, and he's got one item in that Divine Sunderer. He was basically untouched that entire fight, and you saw how much damage he did. So
Yeah, and you know what? It was looking really good at first from the side of Conduit, right? You know Corki has a package. Cap Crusader lands the Q. They try to look for the Orianna Shockwave as well. Unfortunately, didn't really follow up the way that they wanted to, but they were able to kill him. Imagine if Chinese Spy actually does get that package out as well. Looks like they might have handled that fight a lot more easily, right? With him being down, they were able to at least make it a little bit fair in terms of kills going back and forth. So I like the engage. It did look good in the beginning, but sadly the execution just couldn't fully be there. And oh my gosh, look at the poke coming out now. It's actually chunky.
lots of poke, and we forgot to mention in the midst of that team fight for the dragon, Monkey's Rising picked it up, so they are on Soul Point now. That early snipe actually, like we said, it's going to come back to bite Conduit here. They have to fight the next dragon coming up in 3.5 minutes, because giving Ocean Soul over to the poke comp is not good. You get that healing every time you do damage, and they can do damage to you from 900 units away, a screen away. So it's going to be very hard to get on them, and they're going to be very hard to kill, since they'll be regenning basically constantly, because they can just throw long range damage at you.
Yeah, that's so true, and it's just tough. Like from here on the side of Conduit, like you're still a little bit in the lead, but you got to be really scared knowing that that soul is looming, and you're gonna have to fight them. You're gonna have to try to get a pick with that Mumu Q, or maybe even the Solar Flare. Like something's gonna have to happen, and looks like that will be coming up in a little bit of a while from now. But looks like they're getting some top side vision here, just in case. Don't want any cheeky Baron plays going on.
Yeah, 2 minutes 40 seconds or so for the next dragon, so Baron's the only thing up at the moment. I don't know if starting it up here is the best call. 10 people alive might as well hit it, right?
Yeah, Cap Crusader is going to use a Blast Cone to come back over here, and it looks like they're just going to peel off. I think that's the right
I
call
think this
here.
is smart. Yep. I saw what they were doing. They saw Set bot lane, and he was recalling, so they start the Baron to force him to TP. And then when they get that cooldown out of Basting the Second, they're like, "All right, good enough." They got the cooldown, so they're good to back off of it now. Gotta maybe look for
now
a fight
Squig has the
here.
advantage.
Squig has the advantage for TPs out of the top laners. They're doing a good job, Monkey's Rising is, of keeping this mid lane pushed, so it's hard for Conduit to move like out of the map towards that Baron buff again, so they have to spend the time to take the minions in the mid lane first to push it back. Side lanes are both pretty even. Looks like top is going to push into Conduit, so they'll have to send someone to that eventually with that tower being down. Wasting a lot of time here. A whole minute has passed for a little over 1.5 to the next dragon, and Conduit, they have to basically stay out on the map until that objective is gone, because if you back now, you're going to be late to the tempo, the map tempo, I think.
I agree.
And neither team has any vision around the dragon. We're focusing on Baron at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see what it's Monkey's Rising's choice on what they want to prioritize, because Conduit has to go to the dragon.
Exactly.
They literally have to. So
They have to, because if they don't, then it's like, yeah, even though this is just our first dragon, we have to go, because if they get sold, then we're pretty much doomed. So that's why they're really super scared and want to get vision on that Baron, because if they do decide to just say, hey, it's only their first dragon, it's just one dragon, how bad could it be? Let's pick up this Nash. Now you're in an even worse situation, right? So
that is Monkey's Rising's decision to make. Is like you said, they can say, like, we don't care if you get a dragon, that's fine, because we can just get a Baron, and it's way upside for Monkey's Rising. So looks like Conduit has based, and they are making their way towards the dragon now, because they know they have to be there.
Yep, and you called it, Jabba. Both Sterix built for Young Coop as well as Basting the Second, so a lot of shielding there. So Serpent's Fang's going to have a ton of value.
Yep, and the second Mirror Mana has been completed for Buried Tona as well. So it's actually a lot of damage coming out of the carries of Monkey's Rising here. 2 fully completed items on both of them. JJH looking like he has 2 sticks in his inventory, but has not made them a hat yet. So an item disadvantage at the moment. They're kind of just chilling, waiting in the wings here. JJH is off on the side near the Raptors. They're going to get a pick.
Oh, nice pick here. Nice engage in the instant shutdown on Donut. See you later, man. You're not doing any damage. Chinese Spy completely
Oh,
whips his
shockwave.
package. And look at the bullet time from downtown. I love it, Genetics. Easy pick up there. Pink Penguin is able to get Ain't Easy being cheesy, but Ain't Easy being cheesy sacrificing himself for the cost. As Base in the second is trying to get out. Pink Penguin getting low. Genetic has to heal. Can he get out? Yes, he does. They're living on a thread. They're trying to keep going. I'm not sure if they can. Squig using that thick skin. Look at how much tankiness he has. They're actually going to try to finish the dragon here. Cap Crusader getting really low, but he can smite it, and he does, and he's able to get the heal, and just like that, they're able to prevent the dragon. So Base in the second, still trying to chase him down. I don't know if he should keep going. He does have his team in his back pocket. Looks like he really wants to get Genetics, but the tongue lash, the tonguing is going to slow him up, and nothing else is going to come from that.
Yeah, that ended up actually being really close. If one of the carries from Monkey's Rising stays alive and they have mana to throw spells, nobody is safe. Like if you're anywhere near them, the Conduit, the remaining members had to play it really safe because, like you said, everyone was living by a thread there. Everyone was really low, and one stray Israel Q or one stray Corki Rocket can actually just like turn the tide of that fight. So, really good positioning from Genetics. I had no idea how he ended up like in the jungle of Monkey's Rising there, shooting his ultimate, but he was away from everybody, so it ended up working out. It was good on Basing the second did trade one back onto JJH, so they didn't have even more damage. But yeah, good on Conduit to take that Drake to stop the Soul Stack.
And I did take a look at the Serpent's Fang that Genetics had before that fight. It had about 370 shielding reduced. And when I take a look at it now, he has well over 2k shielding reduced. So in that one fight, he reduced a ton of shielding. So that Serpent's Fang could have made the difference there. Because like you said, that fight was really close. And if that shielding wasn't reduced, maybe they still live, right? So really, really good pickup.
Really good pickup, having value already. Does have that third completed item in the Bloodthirster here, so reducing the enemy shielding and picking up a Bloodthirster shield for himself, looking to stay alive in these fights. And like we were saying earlier, JJH has his Wizard's Hat now. That Rabadon Death Cap going to augment that damage, and they're going to hit the Baron again here. They see Chinese Spy in the base, and they're going to get the teleport out of them. They're going to do the same thing
once
they just
again.
did. Yep.
Smart play.
Yeah, doing exactly what they did a couple of minutes ago, getting that cooldown out.
Hold on, we get a pick. Really good slow as Squid goes in, but oh my god, look at that damage. As the suppress comes through, they engage onto JJH. JJH misses the shockwave, but it doesn't matter as they're able to pick up the kill. Pink Penguin getting DPS down, and he goes down from the bullet time in the back. And it looks like Genetics is able to get some free DPS. And nice engage from Ain't Easy being cheesy, landing the Zenith Blade. I like the target switching from Genetics. Sees that he can't get a Chinese Spy, and he just focuses down. He focuses down basically in the second. They're able to pick up the kill. The Ignite goes out. So just like that, it is a 4-for-0, and they should be able to pick up this Nash.
Yeah, really good initial pick onto Besting the second there. He stayed alive for a really long time because Squig picked him up, put him in his mouth, and carried him for a little bit. But yeah, they knocked him down. They got him really low, so when he did come out of Squig's mouth, he basically got his ultimate down and then died right away. So good team fighting, good pick here from the team fight comp. They're able to pick up the Baron, and they have a little bit of breathing room here now. They have their gold lead back as well. It was really close a couple of minutes ago, only 500 or so in the lead for Conduit, but they have this big lead now. They're going to look to push out side waves. I got my eyes on that top lane outer tower that has 4 hit points on it, so they can send someone to the split. If they have teleports, looking good for Conduit now.
And you know what? I'm not one to talk about people's builds, but I just find this super interesting. One, like when I take a look at Genetics build, I see some attack speed in terms of the Kraken Slayer. I see bloodline survivability in terms of the Bloodthirster. I see lethality in terms of the Serpent's Fang, and I see the rapid fire cannon. It's a mismatch of items, but it's working well. He's 5-1-8. I'm not complaining. I do wonder if he's gonna go for eye edge. I don't know if he wants that crate. He does have that. I don't know if he'll have that number yet, but
he does have the 60% now, so he could go IE and get the passive from it. That means he wouldn't have a defensive item,
but take a look at JJH getting caught. Young Coop decides to use his ultimate there, and good pick. But unfortunately, the shutdown goes to Pink Penguin. You might have liked to see that money go on your jungler, but it's fine. A pick is a pick, and that's one less champion with Baron on the map. So good engage by them. Good pick.
Yeah, they do get the Baron buff off of JJH there. They're going to take the time, though, Conduit is, to get this mid lane inner for their troubles. They spent 2 people to go down and get JJH, so they had a numbers advantage in mid. And a big bandage toss.
What? long range, but unfortunately, the bullet time gets canceled by Pink Penguin on the flank. But look at the TP coming out. Pink Penguin goes down, and Easy Bean Cheesy is absolutely chunking right now. Who am I to criticize this build? This guy knows what he's doing. He's doing damage. And just like that, they're able to pick up a kill. Looks like they're not going to push too much more. They got double Baron minions hitting that tower as they fall. And looks like they're just going to try to set up some vision and Dragon. And we got Dragon number 2 for them coming up in about a minute or so.
Kappa Crusader got some frequent flyer miles after he took that Q. He actually went on a short vacation on his way there. It was I think it was he hit it, but then Barry Donut buffered with the arcane shift on that as we were able to get the bonus distance, so it looked like he actually just left New York and flew to Guam there. So
yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know Mumu got buffed that much. That's a little bit ridiculous if he can go that far, but yeah, like you said, just a buffer, and it looks like they are able to pick up that second drag for themselves, that second ocean, and we've seen the True Shot Barrage come out. It would be so tragic if they actually got sold that way. But they don't. As we see the Abyssal Dive coming through, Chinese Spy does have package. He does get licked, and he actually has to use a package to get away. Does not want to get caught by the Zen Blade, does not want to get caught by the Tom Kench. And now that key passive, that key damage utility ability is gone. And look at this damage with the, oh my god, is he just dead?
Yeah,
He's just dead. Genetics is now unstoppable. The rapid fire cannon coming in so clutch, allowing him to just snipe him from range. And he's an absolute beast right now, Jabba.
he literally just walked at him and auto attacked, and that's it.
Yeah.
Feels bad to be Nautilus there. It means they're gonna have numbers advantage here for Conduit in the mid lane. Basting is getting a bit of a trade on a Kappa Crusader who's just catching the minions.
Oh, Spiritona almost dies, and oh my god, 3 autos, and he is dead. He is now dominating, and he does go down, unfortunately, but Young Coop is trying to stay alive, and he does. Rockets coming out as we see some action going on the top side. Blasting the second, trying to take down Cap Crusader, but unfortunately not able to for him as they look to come out. But oh, Chinese Spy has to pop the stopwatch, and he does get away. Squig unable to hit the Q, and now he's gonna have to fight this Vi. He's gonna have to fight this Nautilus. There's the auto. He gets rooted. Abyssal Dive actually gets canceled, but he's super tanky. He knows he can get away. Q comes out again. Can he get away? Hold on. Pink Penguin actually lands the Q. Ooh, he's taking a ton of damage. I don't think he's gonna get away here, Jabba, as we see Master the second come around now, and it's a 4v1. It's a party in the mid lane, and he goes down. If I'm him, I'm typing in chat, lol, sent for me, Keck W. But, you know, it is what it is.
It does take a fortnight to kill Squig, but he is a bit overextended. That last W into the base as an Easy Bean Cheesy was actually 200 HP, probably a little bit of an overextension, but it takes forever to kill him, so he was able to secure his team a safe base so everyone else could get back and buy here. Actually does go Infinity Edge, does Genetics, so he's actually just full build now after picking up those few random kills there. Full built, JJH working his way towards a why can't I remember the name? It's a Void Staff. Wow.
Oh my god, that was 1 auto, 2 autos. Oh my goodness. And look at the Serpent's Fang. It basically made his shield absolutely nothing. And just like that, he goes down. Nice shockwave from JJH as the damage keeps pumping out and the damage kills Pink Penguin. Oh my gosh, Genetics, they actually can't play. Their tanks are actually just melting.
Yeah, the team fight comp is getting a lot of random picks here, and it's working out extremely well. Genetics super strong. You can see here 311 CS, 9, 2, and 9, and another shutdown after he just went down in that last team fight. Full built. Doesn't quite have an elixir yet, I don't think, but yeah, he's the one to watch, the one that Monkeys Rising has to try and get onto in these fights, because like you can see here, he can run down the tanks of Monkeys Rising, and if you don't get on him, he can just sit in the back, channel his ultimate, and wait for the fight to be a little more scrappy, and then run forward and start to run people down too. So he's
exactly. And Jabba, the thing is too, is on the side of Monkeys Rising, you would think that they have the comp to do it, right? They have the set ult, they have the Vi ult, right? They have the ult from Nautilus. These are champions where if you do want to make those picks on those key targets, they can absolutely do it. But I mean, when you can't even step forward because 3 autos take half your life, how can you do it? And I just took a look at the Serpent's Fang. I talked about a little bit earlier how it did 2k. It's almost at 10k reduced shielding now. Absolutely insane.
Oh, it's another pick being set up here, it looks like.
Yeah, another pick being set up as a shockwave comes out. Nice over the walls. The bullet time comes down. And again, the Serpent's Fang doing work. The shields absolutely did nothing. I love it. The Zenith Blade comes through, and so does the Bandage Touch. You're not going nowhere. As if we were playing Mortal Kombat, they'd be saying, get over here. and they're able to get the kills.
Able to get the kills, and they get the Baron here too. They're going to look to take down this top lane towers. They still have mid inhibitors, so they don't need to go there yet. It's going to push itself. They're going to look to get some more of the base, some more gold in their pockets, and another kill for Genetics maybe.
Oh my god, what are you watching, Jabba? This is a murder! That was one auto! Oh my god, and he just popped. Goes the Weasel, he's down and out. And it looks like they're gonna get this second inhib. Sorry to cut you off, brother, but oh my goodness, that damage.
It's so much damage. Genetics is still full HP too. They only have 2 Ocean Drakes, but they actually stay healthy for forever, and it looks like this is going to be the end of game 1 here. A clean game out of Conduit, a great team fight comp, and actually just bot lane kingdom here for Genetics. 9, 2, and 12, 320 CS in this 38-minute game. We got to check the damage chart here. He's probably number 1, I would guess. Yeah, a bit of a diffy.
Absolutely disgusting.
A bit of a
huge diffy.
A bit of a
little
diffy.
bit. I mean, you're being nice, brother. You're being nice, brother. Holy cow. So much damage coming out. Like you said, Jabba, bot lane kingdom. I love to see it. I was a little bit questioning the build, but you know, at the end of the day, whatever works is what works. The bullet times were actually really good. Remember, I was talking about a little bit earlier in the game. His first couple ones were getting canceled, whether it was the root from the Nautilus on the side of Monkeys Rising or the package from Corki interrupting it. But we've seen him have a ton of value in that last fight right there over the Baron wall. He completely nullified the Vice Shield, completely nullified the shielding from the set, and he just was dealing so much damage to the point where he was one-shotting or pretty much two-shotting carries with autos.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting game. Conduit out to an early lead, and Monkeys Rising actually came back and was doing fairly well. They were winning fights. They got the early stack on the dragons, but then, as you saw, the pick potential from Conduit's comp. They have so much CC. They have so much long range engage too. Amumu, Leona, Tom Kench all have really long range buttons that can start fights, and they did so over and over. They didn't really get a true 5v5 until a little bit later in the game, but they were able to get those 1 kills, those 2 kills, those 3 kills around objectives, get 2 Baron buffs during the game, and they were able to close it off from there. So way to get an early lead. They lost it a little bit, but they were able to bring it back. So good on them there.
Yeah, good on them there. And again, the team fight comp ended up working out. We'll see what they decide to play in game number 2. But guys, don't go anywhere because the action is coming right back. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're heading into draft for game number 2 of the series. See you soon. All right, all right. Looks like we're hopping into the draft for game number 2 of Conduit Esports versus Monkey Rising. Man, that game 1 was an absolute treat, Jabba.
It was a bit back and forth, a bit of a nail biter, but Conduit able to pull it out in the end here. It was a bit of a nail biter. Conduit pull it out in the end, though. Interested to see what bands change here for game number 2. Waiting for it to start. It should be just a moment here.
Interesting, interesting. So it looks like we see a Seraphine Senna Thresh ban on the side of Monkeys Rising, and then on the side of Conduit, they go Ziggs, Fiddlesticks, Morgana. So again, we see that Fiddlesticks ban a second time along with the Ziggs. So they definitely don't want to play against that. I know how it feels getting hit by that Fiddlestick Crowstorm. Definitely not good. They leave the Trundle open because they decide to first pick it to Monkeys Rising. So they take that pick away from Cap Crusader, one of his favorite champs.
I must have got a bad link, so I'm going to change it for the stream really quick.
Oh, okay. No worries, no worries.
This should be good now. There it is. All right.
Awesome.
So now we can see the bands here. I'm going to bring it up for myself so I know what the heck I'm talking about. Haha. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
I'm a professional. All right, yes. Fiddlesticks, Ziggs, actually the same 3 bands here for Conduit.
Yep. And then we see the lock-in for the Lee Sin Leona. So again, Ain't Easy being cheesy deciding to play Leona once again. Thought he had a ton of success on that. And then the Lee Sin flex pick. We'll see where he decides to go with it.
Yeah, I think we've seen Kipper Crusader play it in the jungle before, so we know he can play it. I'm interested to see here what the Trundle gets used for, as we see it alongside the Alistar here. Really good frontline melees. It's really hard to fight Trundle early game as a melee jungler, so we'll have to see if he tries to take advantage of that and invade in on the Lee Sin, who, we know is a really strong fighter, and Trundle actually just knocks him around, so we'll have to see. I would like to see the Trundle kind of move into the enemy jungle and bully the Lee Sin around, just because if Lee Sin can't do a whole lot in the early game, then he doesn't do a whole lot in the whole game, so I'll have to wait and see. Alistar and Tristana, the last 2 here for Monkeys Rising. And we'll see what pick number 3 is.
It looks like they round out their bot lane along with their jungle. We'll see if Conduit decides to do the same. I'm very sad Seraphine is banned again. I really want to see her played. Maybe if there's a game 3, she might. But who knows? Maybe not. Maybe there won't be a game 3. Conduit having 9 seconds left on the clock. Who are they going to lock in on the side of Leona? Maybe a Draven. We've seen them play Draven Leona before. Do they decide to go for it? Oh, there it is.
Okay, good research. Good deduction there, sir.
Yes, sir.
Really aggressive early game 3 picks here. Leona, Draven, obviously we've seen it before. Very oppressive, very strong early fighting, accompanied with Lee Sin early ganks can really turn the tide of the early game here, especially if they get on that Tristana, cancel the jump with any of the CC abilities that they have. We see a Corki band coming out trying to deny the scaling long range threat there from Monkeys Rising, and we'll probably see a lot of solo lane bans here from Monkeys Rising, just because obviously that's what's available, and they banned 2 top laners last game, obviously. So Alawi making her return to the ban list. We'll see if it's followed by the Mordekaiser again.
Yeah, it looks like they really don't want Squig playing his comfort picks, and you called it, brother. This the Mordekaiser. Damn, both my favorite champions, Seraphine, Mordekaiser, they're both off the table. Squig unable to play as Alawi. Unfortunate. Conduit decides to ban the Ahri there, but again, they target 2 bans for him, so that leaves the Orianna open again, maybe potentially if JJH wants to pick that up, or maybe he decides to go for a different pick here.
Ooh, Veigar, okay. Interesting. We have seen him play this before, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it was into the Hecarim last time.
Yes, you're right. So that was a couple of weeks ago. We saw the Veigar play really good at controlling space, like we know with that Event Horizon. Really good pairing with the Leona too. If they're sitting in the middle of the cage, not getting hit by the wall, it makes Leona ultimate really easy to hit. And actually too, I'm just thinking about it now. The Draven stand aside can knock people to the side into the wall too. So if they can coordinate that would be pretty slick. That's a lot of CC set up here just to have the Draven and the Veigar hit away freely. We see the Victor here locked in response to the Veigar. They're gonna have to blind pick the top lane here. It looks like to give Squig counter pick.
Yeah, and looks like they're going for a little bit of scaling once again. The Tristana and the Victor, two champions that are absolutely beasts in the late game. It looks like they decide to go for the Ornn. So with his ornaments, yeah, he's going to be upgrading them again. So looks like they are going to go for that late game team comp once again. Last time it was the Ezreal Corki. This time they're going Victor Tristana with Ornn to buff him up.
Yeah, it's a little bit beefier of a front line from Monkeys Rising this game. Obviously, they had Set and Vi in the last game, neither of which is a true tank. So they have Ornn in response. We're going to see the Tom Kench for Squig again in the top lane. So a tank matchup I like compared to...
Meatballs.
Yeah, two meatballs. Compared to Monkeys Rising's last comp and this one, I like this one a little bit better just because they have the damage. They have Tristana and Victor,
Yes.
and they had the damage in their last game. But their front line wasn't as beefy as it could be because they didn't have a true tank. And now they have Ornn, obviously going to build full tank, and Trundle, really good pick. They picked it early, and then they got rewarded for it late for Conduit picking that full tank in the Tom Kench. So that's a perfect target for Trundle to use his ultimate on to steal those tanky stats. So they basically have
Exactly.
two full tanks for Monkeys Rising. And then Alistar, obviously, pseudo tanky with his ultimate and things like that. So really good draft here from Monkeys Rising. Similar flavor team comp to what
Yep.
they ran. Bigger front line. And then looking at Conduit again, pretty similar. A lot of early fighting, a lot of CC, and a big fish.
Yeah, and I feel like a good TP play from the side of JJH could really change things. Just because obviously the Event Horizon, if he comes bot lane with the Leona, with the Draven, we've seen it before in scrims, right? The Draven gets going, he goes ham. At least in early game jungler, he wants to do a lot of ganking. So we can expect to see him roaming around that bot lane early. Maybe we'll see 4v2 bot. Maybe force some TPs coming up from Ornn, Tom Kench. I'm hoping this is a bloodbath. Whenever I see Draven locked in, I'm expecting
For
to see a
sure.
ton of fighting. So yeah, I want to see a lot of action going Jabba.
I mean, we already saw Genetics running people down, autoing them to death on Misfortune. He can literally do that from minute one on Draven, so we'll see if that's the
True.
case.
That is very, very true. And we will definitely see if that's the case in a little bit, guys. We're going to take a quick break. And when we are back, we're going to be hopping into game 2 of Conduit versus Monkeys Rising. Stay tuned, guys. Keep us opening another tab. You can alt tab, you can do whatever. But come back in a couple minutes because then we're hitting the rifts. All right, guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Game number 2 is now getting ready to get started. Monkeys Rising versus Conduit Esports. Let's get it, Jabba.
Conduit Esports up 1-0 in this best of 3 so far, actually handing Monkeys Rising their first loss of the league since we have started last week. Both teams coming into this with a 2-0 victory in their last match, like we said earlier, so this is perhaps life point here for Monkeys Rising in their undefeated season so far.
Oh, man, I can't wait, I can't wait. I see Lee Sin, I see Leona, I see Draven. We talked about it in Draft Java, and, like, I just really hope we see a bloodbath. We usually see a ton of bloodbaths whenever Conduit's playing, but hold on, we see a little bit of tank on tank action here. You know, just a friendly gentleman's trade there, not too much, just using their respective abilities.
I
Nothing
mean,
really
I don't
going
know.
down.
That was a little bit of scumbaggy by Scully. Just walked out of the bush and licked a man. Like, come on now.
Yeah, where's the honor amongst top laners like we usually see? You know?
I guess so. It's like an honorable 5-point spread here for both teams in the early game. No level 1 shenanigans. We saw Conduit stack up in a bush early in the game, but that's because the enemy team had a Nautilus, so they were kind of waiting for that counter invade. No such shenanigans this time around. Just going to be bot side starts for both junglers, meaning that we might see some action in the top side for the Scuttle Crab. We'll have to wait and see what the lane push looks like around 3 minutes.
Now, I wonder if Jungkook decides to go for that 3-camp clear into gank like we seen Cap Crusader do last week, or if he decides to do 4-camp. Trundle typically can only get around 4 to 5 camps depending on his clear before the Scuttle Crab comes up. So he's not going to be able to do a full clear, but we'll see what he decides to do with his time.
So he's doing the same as he did last game, 4-camp clear.
Yeah.
It's like Capra Crusader, however, is skipping his Wolves, and if he skips Raptors, that means he's doing that fast level 3 like we've been talking about. So we'll see if he goes right to his red buff, and it looks like he is.
Nice, nice.
So,
and right, you called it. He is on his red, so I wondered, does he decide to go for Basting the second right after that? Trundle would be topside, so a counter gank could ensue.
the way Squig is playing right now, I think they wanted a top gank here.
Yes, he's playing super aggressive, taking a really good trade there and already half HP. But take a look at young Coop. Oh, here he comes. He puts it down. Abyssal Dive comes through. There's the pillar. He's not going to have anything. He's going to have to flash. Yes, he does. TP coming down. And on both sides, actually. And there's the Event Horizon, but I think JJH might have just suicide, but no, he's okay. He just gets out. TP for TP. Nothing really gonna happen. Squig was playing super aggressive. I think you called it, job. I think he was playing aggressive because he was expecting Kappa Crusader to come up there and try to get that early kill. But young Coop did have that advantage, was up there first. So it eventually actually turned on him and he had to blow his flash.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting the Trundle to be up there that early. You can see here on the mini-map, Jungkook hasn't even done his blue buff yet. So he delayed his clear a little bit when he saw the trading going on in the top lane. But it ended up working out for him because he was there early. They were able to thwart the potential gank. They got a TP out of it, and he got topside Scuttle Crab, and now he could just go back to his blue buff and continue like normal. So really, the only thing lost there were the TPs on the mid laners, but they were both able to get back in time.
But take a look at the roam. Ain't easy being cheesy already here. He's trying to dodge the Zenith Blade, but he just easily gets hit by the Q, which lines up the Zenith Blade afterwards, so the root comes out, and you get another stun, as well as a first blood, and ain't easy being cheesy. Come on, man. Why you take it back? But it's all good. 400 gold goes to the side of Conduit, and there is the pillar. Gonna have to flash as they look for the re-engage. The Zenith Blade into the Event Horizon, as Jungkook takes a ton of damage, and Pig Penguin is gonna have to get the hell on out of there. He has the flash. He does have Hex Flash, however, so that's not too bad of a cooldown. And things go the way of Conduit early, Jabba.
If I'm Jungkook on the Trundle in solo queue, I am just pinging my bot lane right now. Why the heck is red side bottom lane in my jungle at 4 minutes? They're gonna continue to go for Mr. Donut here.
What? Did you see that, or is that? Yeah, it looked like the Zenith Blade went right through. Maybe I can't even explain what happened. I'm not even gonna try to make something up there. That just looked hella weird. But I mean, anyways, Tristana gets out. Donut does get out, and looks like he's just gonna go back to beasts.
Yeah, like I was saying before, when the top lane play happened and Jungkook got the top scuttle, I saw on the minimap Genetics and Ain't Easy Being Cheesy went and got that bot side Scuttle Crab. So they left lane to go and do that because they knew if Cabra Crusader wasn't going to be down there in time, so they went and got it, so the Trundle didn't get double scuttle. And then a fight broke out in the mid lane, so they're like, "Oh, we're already halfway there. Might as well go and join the fight." And that's why they were up there so early. Ain't easy being cheesy coming in with that early roam. Don't need Moby boots because you're only 3 minutes into the game. But yeah, if I'm the jungler there, I am so mad. I have to stop my clear. I have some people die, and now there's 2 wards near my chickens. Like I can't go over there because they're gonna know where I am.
Right,
But
and they were able to get that move, Java, and look at the CSD. He's already up 20 CS on this Draven, right? So they're able to get that first move, they're able to get that roam, but also able to freeze, and now they go back and get a really good reset, up 20 CS.
yeah, they're continuing to do like the thing we were talking about in Champ Select. Draven Leona really hard to step up towards, even if you are Tristana. So that's contributing to that 15 CS lead, but. They had the timing on Conduit's back, so they're able to be first to this dragon.
So they are first to this dragon, but we do see Cap Crusader there as well, and they do take it. I thought that maybe JJH was going to look to move a little bit earlier, but there's the Event Horizon, gets stunned up, but his team is there. They're not going to be able to fully engage on this. We got 4 players mid as Cap Crusader actually goes straight into the pillar, and Donut's able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, that was a really good pillar. It didn't really look like that there was a play to be had there, but Barry Donut's like, nah, I'm gonna jump forward. I'm playing Malphite this game, so they're able to get the bomb on him, and a really good pillar placed by Jungkook there to make sure Cabra Crusader couldn't jump away. Gave him that little bit more distance so they could get and pick up the kill, and it goes on to Barry Donut here. So gold allocated a little bit better here in the early game for Monkeys Rising. You see, it is 1-1, but Ain't Easy Being Cheesy got the kill on the side of Conduit, so he's got his early Moby boot, so that is good, but not as good as having it on your Draven with that Adoration stack cash in. So Barry Donut a little bit ahead in gold, I would say here. They're actually probably pretty even since there is a CS lead, but early game pretty even nonetheless so far this game.
Yeah, and for the side of Victor, down a little bit in farm, but getting that assist definitely helps. He's going to be working towards that Q upgrade first, and he's making decent progress, so it looks like he should be able to hit it by around the 10 or 11 minute mark, which is ideally what you want on the Victor. And then he's really going to be able to start shoving the waves, do a lot of damage on that. Oh, sorry, not the Q upgrade, the E upgrade, the laser, sorry. He's going to want to upgrade that first, so it'll be interesting to see if that affects in terms of the roaming, how that affects the rest of the map.
Yeah, usually Victors go for that E upgrade, the Death Ray, just so you have that enhanced wave clear, so you can, like you said, you can control the wave a little more, and you can look to roam more frequently on the Victor. Not the best roaming champion, but really good at wave clear, so he can augment his ability there. As Squig fancies another fight here in the top lane.
At first, I thought he wasn't going to take the fight, but who am I kidding? This is Squig as he's going to trade against Beast.
Trundle is on the way.
Oh, Trundle is on the way, and he ults. He actually does have his flash up. He's going to have to get out of here. He actually commits to the fight, and he just goes down to Jungkook. He's able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, it was a little bit late recognizing that Trundle was on the way. Squig does have a pink ward in his own Tribe Rush, but I actually don't think that would see Jungkook walking up on the Trundle, so... at any rate, as soon as he saw that he was there, he decided to W back in to maybe get a turnaround kill because he knew he wasn't really getting out even if he did use his flash. So good on him to keep it. He does have his teleport to join.
Oh, yeah, teleport is coming out, and just like that, they're gonna have to peel off of the Rift Herald. And Van Horizon actually hits. Good on Pink Penguin, and he almost goes down, and he gets hit by the Solar Flare to the Zenith Blade. Easy Being Cheesy trying to kite away, actually gets knocked up. Looks like he gets spot by Chinese Spy, but it looks like Capra Crusader is able to pick up the double kill, able to snipe out the Trundle there. Jungkook goes down, so it's not the worst. They are up about 300 gold. Can they get any more? They can't. It looks like both mid laners go back to mid, and it looks like Capra Crusader goes to the Rift Herald.
Conduit Gaming having position on the Rift Herald here. It was actually Pink Penguin went up and left Mr. Donut there by himself in the mid lane, or I'm sorry, the bottom lane. Both AD carries kind of going back and forth here. Genetics had the wave in a good spot for him, so Barry Donut actually went and just took the Krugs. So when Genetics saw that fight breaking out, he decided to push. So now that both supports are here, we maybe can see a fight. Stand aside.
Yeah, as Trundle starts to come down, and here comes the flash engaged, knocks him into the tower, gets chunked by it as flashes go out, but looks like they couldn't focus the target. Looks like they were going over the Leona, but Jungkook flash Qs, gets a slow, and there it is. They're able to pick up the kill. Cap Crusader, cross map play, gonna take his top side.
Yeah, good. It looked pretty good for the side of Kano just because they were able to, they could chase down champions so easy, but they did not take into account that they didn't know where the Trundle was. So since he was there, it was an easy turnaround. Good on An Easy being cheesy. They split up well, so they had to pick a side and go. So they didn't both die, which is good. But Genetics using both his summoners there, here heal and flash and going down. So I think. The Draven's going to lose his stacks there. Has a CS lead, but Tristana feeling pretty good that she hasn't died in this early game against this aggressive lane. Able to stay alive, scaling up, getting those items under her belt.
Oh, and Flash instantly blown from JJH. The Hex Flash used from Pick Penguin looking to engage with combo. And they're just able to pick up an easy summoner there. Because if not, if he doesn't get hit by that Flash, then that zone comes out from Chinese Spy, and they're able to CC him down and then burst him. So, good Flash.
That flash timing is harder than you think it is to flash the Alistar combo. So that was really good mechanics from JJH's part. Like obviously it sucks, he loses his flash, but if he messes up that timing, he would have died as well right before this dragon. So he's able to stick around now, since he is alive, doesn't have flash. It's hard for Conduit to walk in here since Monkey's Rising is all here early, but bot lane is coming up, have a bit of a flank.
Yeah, and we know Basing the second does not have TP, as Squig is going to have first move here. So he's sacrificing his top lane tower, looking to come down here to secure that dragon. We'll see if a fight does break out, as a Rift Herald is used mid, going to be able to pressure that as well, as it's stuck on the minion wave right now. As a root comes out, Squig has a flank. He's going in on Chinese Spy. Here comes the Abyssal Dive going into the backline, but he actually gets Tristana ulted, and now he's all the way in the backline as JJH is able to take down Chinese Spy. Young Coop actually takes down Squig as he was low and very deep into the backline as a Zenith Blade comes in, but Annie's being cheesy. Your team's not here. Ornn ult comes in. There's an Ornn horn, and he has to flash it. And right now, Chinese Spy down on the side of Monkey's Rising, and Squig is down on the side of Conduit as they look to engage on this Ornn. I'm not sure that's a target you want. And Pink Penguin comes in with the Hex Flash, goes on 8 easy being cheesy. Zenith Blade, he comes up with the bomb is on him, ticking, and he goes down. He actually dies. He's going to have a reset. A Donut does, as he kills another, and he kills another. That is a triple kill for him as Pink Penguin lives.
It was really Genetics almost got a kill onto Pink Penguin there. He was stepping forward because Draven's got to get a kill, otherwise he's not really Draven. Kind of giving his life away there to maybe trade one back, but Pink Penguin pretty tanky here with full ninja tabbies on the Alistar, able to get away, and they are able to pick up their second dragon of the game already here for Monkey's Rising. So really good in the early game, 2k gold lead and maybe a trade kill? No. Chinese Spy able to walk out of that one. A lot of damage coming out from JJH. But yeah, 2k, 2.5k gold lead here for Monkey's Rising. 2 dragons up. And they have, I think, the better late game team. Looking good so far.
Yeah, I completely agree, Job. And again, I'm always looking at this Victor because when I played mid lane, Victor was definitely one of the champions I love to play because he does so much damage in the late game, and he's progressing super well. That fight did really well for him. He was behind in farm a little bit earlier, as I mentioned, but now he is ahead in farm, and having that 1 kill and 2 assists puts him in a really good position. We see that he has his laser upgraded, he has his E upgraded, and he's working towards getting his Q. He actually has 92 out of the 100 stacks, so he should have 2 upgrades before 15 minutes, which is really strong on Victor.
Really strong on Victor. Barry Donut 3-0-3 here has his fully completed mythic, that Kraken Slayer to chew through the Tahm Kench and the Lee Sin. Tier 2 boots as well. So no mythic on the side of Genetics yet because he obviously hasn't been able to cash in those Draven stacks yet. So they're going to have to look to make a play relatively soon here. Otherwise, Monkey's Rising are kind of just going to run away with this one with their better scaling.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said earlier, like I wanted to see a bloodbath. I wanted to see that Lee Sin have some early action going, but unfortunately, nothing came out. We haven't seen this Draven Leona do what they're supposed to do, and you called it, Jabba, like, if they don't do anything, the scaling's just going to get out of hand. The Tristana's going to get even stronger. She's already really strong, really accelerated game state. And then Chinese Spy is also going to keep getting stronger as the game goes on as well.
Earlier before that dragon fight, I actually noticed, I think it was Capra Crusader that dropped the Rift Herald. And if you look at the mid lane tower here for Monkey's Rising, it's still fairly healthy. So I actually think that they were able to kill it before it got the charge off. So that's adding just a little bit of insult to injury to the lost team fight and the dragon take for Monkey's Rising. They were also able to to kill the Rift Herald too. So that was like the one saving grace that Conduit would have had for that early game. Get a little bit of money, get a little bit of tower damage, but they weren't able to get it as they might have a fight on the Chinese Spy.
The Gravity Field comes out early, and an ult comes out for Chinese Spy as it's going on JJH. He looks like he's going to live. The laser comes out. Oh, he tries to sidestep it. Does get clipped by it a little bit, but Jungkook is there, and he's able to pick up the kill and get a rampage as you see Squig engaging on basing the second. I'm not sure if this is a fight he can win. He's still taking it because the Squig is Squig, and he's actually not going to live. Maybe the Ornhorn comes out, and he does fall. Does die basing the second. Is able to pick up that kill. Monkeys Rising, taking a commanding lead early. They're able to destroy the first tower, and just like that, they almost have a 4K gold lead.
Almost a 4K gold lead. You're going to get a little more if Basting the Second can hit this tower. There's Basting the Second actually did so much damage there, having the fully completed Sunfire already.
Yeah.
I didn't see if he had enough money for that earlier or he built it out in the lane, but you can see like Squig was actually just like dying slowly by just standing next to him. So that
Yeah.
you can see Squig down a lot of CS, doesn't have his mythic yet. A bit of an item gap so far. Basting the Second's very strong. Might get this tower, but yeah, he should be fine. All his team is here, so yeah, more advantages stacking up for Monkeys Rising here. They get the TP out of Squig, and a lot of tower damage.
Yeah, and I wonder if they are going to fight for this Rift Herald. Again, Rift Herald is a little bit more valuable now that those tier 2 outer towers have a lot of gold in them. Maybe they can take down top tower on the side of Monkeys Rising and want to use that on the second tower. But it doesn't look like they're putting any priority on it yet. Trundle just going to his top side, taking his buff, taking his Gromp now. Most likely going to do his Wolves as we see Cap Crusader resetting.
And Jungler's looking to reset. Next dragon is up in a little less than a minute. We've moved bot laners into the mid lane here, and we have that wave clear mages where the dragon is. Obviously, they want to try to get as much priority as possible in that lane that's close to the dragon, but they're able to just kind of wave clear against each other. Supports in the mid lane, meaning they can roam to either side of the map a little easier. I was going to say, Annie's beating Cheesy probably shouldn't back this close to the dragon starting, but it looks like he wants to anyways. Monkeys Rising a little bit up on the tempo game here. They've already reset, and they are running out of the base now, so if Conduit decides to team reset here, they're going to be a little bit late for when the dragon spawns, and yeah, Monkeys Rising already has 2, so if they get the advantage here, it's going to be a similar situation to last game where they had the dragon soul point, kind of forcing Conduit to bend to their whims as far as like map rotations go. So
yeah, and it looks like they're positioning strongly here, able to re-control the brush control there. Blue buff picked up for JJH. This will be very key for him, getting a little bit of cooldown reduction on his event horizon. And look at that Q damage coming up from Chinese Spy onto him. It's a nice chunk, but looks like they're just going to start it up here.
yeah, Genetics isn't here yet.
Down. Yeah, he's not here, and the Orn Horde comes down. Looks like this is just a... Ooh! Flash Engage tries to do something, unable to do anything. But there's the Event Horizon, gets 3 into the Everfrost. And just like that, it is a huge team fight on the side of Conduit Gaming. Are they able to take down Pink Penguin? He's living with one more auto, and there it is. Cash it in, money in the bank for Genetics. They're able to take down Pink Penguin, and they continue the chase. Are they going to be able to engage onto the Victor? I don't think so. Event Horizon goes down. He's just standing by his tower. He's going to live. They lose a Dragon Jabba. 3 dragons to 0 right now for Monkeys Rising. But hey, look, at least they're able to pick up a kill. Still a decent gold lead, though.
Yeah, they were able to find a good team fight. Genetics wasn't there. He was clearing the wave in the mid lane, so Monkeys Rising doing a good job wave manipulation there for the objective. He was late to that fight, but it was a really good engage. JJH got a really good cage down onto 3 members. It was followed up by Squig, had a triple knockup, and Kappa Crusader positioned himself to get a Lee Sin kick kind of through the team to get the enhanced CC onto multiple members. Buried Donut looks to be a little bit out of position here. They're collapsing on him. I don't know if they'll find him in time. It'll be really close.
Out of gaming, baby. Not even close. He goes back to base.
That's where you type a question mark in all chat right there.
That would tilt me, man. That would tilt me. As you see them starting to back now. Looks like they're just resetting. Gonna buy up some items. We see 1 stick in the inventory of JJ8, so it looks like he might be going towards that death cap second on that Vigor.
He really likes his death cap second, it looks like, huh?
Yeah, he does it on Oriana. This is the second time we'd be seeing him do it on the Vigor. He really likes it.
I was interested that he didn't build a tier on Oriana last game because that's usually what you go, but he really likes the hat here. It makes a lot of sense on Vigar since you just stack AP, just permanently throughout the game. So getting that passive on Deathcap to enhance your ability power and your damage percentage wise on top of everything. So you actually don't need to build like optimally. You can go for the Everfrost like you see him do here for the more buttons, more CC coming out because he just has damage stacking in his kit. So
yeah, exactly. And it's a little bit of late game assurance there. They had the early game strategy in terms of the Lee Sin,
yeah, that is
the
true.
Draven, and the Leona, but they rounded it out with the Viger. They didn't put all their eggs in one basket and say, hey, we're going full early game. We want to be able to at least have something in the late game because our enemy has a late game power spike, late game scaling. So I like to see that at least he's not doing too bad. He's 1-1-5, and he is up in CS as well.
Yeah. JJH going to be scaling well into this game. Lee Sin doesn't scale like as bad as he used to. He used to fall off super hard in the late game, but with the new items, he's a pretty good drain tank if he can get in onto the Victor. He does pose a threat onto Chinese Spy here, but yeah, like we've been talking about and in Champ Select as well, the late game, the scaling on the side of Monkeys Rising is really high. They have a really strong tank that can just give out free stats, with those Orin upgrades. So Monkeys Rising are in a great spot for the late game here. They have 3 dragons already, like we've been mentioning. The last one coming up in about 90 seconds or so. Their Baron is pretty good too, so we'll have to wait and see if we're in a similar situation to last game again, where Monkeys Rising can go either way. They can go Dragon to get the soul. They can go Baron because they know Conduit has to go to the Dragon, otherwise they give up the soul. So again, we'll have to wait and see where their priority is. There's a spattering of wards on both sides of the map for both teams, but it looks like Monkeys Rising is trying to move in with about 1 minute left on the Dragon spawn.
Yeah, and looks like they are going to be resetting here, at least JH's, as well as Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. Probably going to pick up some rewards here. It looks like they do. Second stick obtained. So indeed, he is going for the hat. And yeah, this Dragon is going to be a must-have fight. Hopefully they can get some positioning here on the side of Conduit, and on the side of Monkeys Rising. Looks like they're really going to shove this mid-wave hard and try to pressure it so they can get good positioning for this Dragon. Genetics just trying to clear it out. There's the Rift Herald to put down even more pressure. Maybe dropped a little bit too early, but maybe it was expiring. I'm not too sure. Will they be able to get it before it charges here? Doesn't look like it. It does get a charge, but they are actually able to get the tower. Nice.
That is best case scenario for Monkeys Rising here. If they put it down and it dies there, like that's honestly fine because you saw how much time it took Conduit to kill it. Now Monkeys Rising has full control of this river for the Dragon.
Oh, but Pillar goes down. They actually use the Pillar on Squig. I'm not too sure if that was the right move, as now maybe might be a time where they want to engage.
Chinese Spy, close.
Chinese Spy has to flash. He actually got caught by the Event Horizon, but the Gravity Well is there, and he gets stunned up as well for JJH, so he's unable to do anything. It's a back and forth affair here. Both teams looking for a side to engage. Watch out for the Ornhorn. When does he decide to use that? Event Horizon coming down again, controlling that space. Can they step up? No, they can't. Here's the Ornhorn. It hits 2. It hits Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. It hits Squig, but just like that, get blown up. JJH is able to blow up Chinese Spy, and it looks like this fight is all but won, absolutely destroying them. But Jungkook able to take down the Viger, but it doesn't even matter. The kills are going 3 for 1 so far, and it looks like they're going to be able to take this Dragon job. It's a repeat of last game.
It's a repeat of last game. Cavalry Crusader on the Lee Sin, like we were saying. He still poses a threat onto the squishies of Monkeys Rising, but
Ain't
he's
Easy Being Cheesy. He's trying to body block here as Abyssal Dive comes out. Zenith Play tries to go through, but unfortunate, not able to do so. But here comes the ult from Squig. Jungkook does not have flash, and he does go down. Shut down. Gold goes over to Cap Crusader. Nice person to get the gold on. You do want to see that kind of go on Draven, but it's fine. He's able to pick up the assist. He has 217 CS. He's feeling nice being able to pick up those assists as well. And just like that, they're not that far behind now. It's just about a 1.5k gold lead.
I don't know if they planned it, but if you saw right at the end of that fight, Squig had Jungkook there in his mouth in the ultimate, and literally as soon as he spat him out, Genetics threw the stand aside from the Draven onto him to CC him again,
Yeah.
It was like too perfectly timed to not have been communicated. So like,
Right.
good on them to like have the presence of mind in that moment to say, I'm gonna spit him out 3, 2, 1, and then he immediately threw the stand aside. It was too perfectly timed to not have like. There's no way that was luck. It looked really cool. Don't think it was necessary. He was pretty dead to the wolves at that point anyway. Really good team fight from Conduit here. Like we were saying before, Kappa Crusader on the Lee Sin was able to get in behind onto Buried Donut. Chinese Spy had already gotten taken out by JJH, like you said. So
yeah, and honestly, sorry to cut you off, but like I'm just really impressed by the play of JJH. Like, yeah, it might not be too flashy, but remember he was able to blow that flash early with that first
True,
Event
yep.
Horizon, right? So because that was blown and it was an extended fight, the Event Horizon just kept coming out, and eventually he just got caught and then just instantly blown up, right? So JJH really turning the tides of that fight just by using that Event Horizon.
He's playing around his cooldowns very well. It looked like good on the team, too. I didn't quite see who all hit Chinese Spy there, but if you see, the Victor still has his stopwatch. He had it before. He just upgraded it into a Zanya's, actually.
Zanya's,
But before that fight, he had a stopwatch completed, and it was unused. So he was 0 to death from CC there. Didn't even have a chance to use the stopwatch. So really good heads-up play. They got the CC down, and they were able to get the one-shot, and that was just first step towards a successful team fight from then on. So.
Ooh, okay, Genetics in a really awkward position, and this might be tragic, and it is. Horn comes down, but here's Squig TPing. Miscommunication. He's going to fall now as well as Chinese Spy is trying to pick up the kill. And there is the rocket jump. Dona is able to pick it up. Miscommunication on the side of Conduit. And looks like Monkey's Rising is going to be able to take away this Baron.
Yeah, the way Genetics was stepping up there, he looked like that. He thought he had more help, but he was cut off by the Trundle pillar in that choke point with the mountain map actually kind of screwing him over there. There was that extra bit of terrain, so he couldn't escape. No flash, no heal either, so it was basically...
Oh, what a turn. I actually really like this play from Monkey's Rising. Really good turn. They know that Jungkook can easily just tank up the Baron by himself. He's playing Trundle. There's no worries about him dying there. So they know that Cap Crusader is going to want to try to go for a steal play. They just go off to the side. Gravity Well comes out. They put him in a choke point, and they're just able to pick up the kill quite easily. And now they push down mid, looking to continue their advantage and maybe try to take this game.
Continuing their advantage. Ornn has hit the point in the game where he can start handing out those ornaments to continue their advantage. So the first one went out to Buried Donut there. Has the upgraded Kraken Slayer. 2.5 items. Going to be doing a lot of damage.
Ooh! They decide to use everything there on Penguin, just JJH. He actually holds on to his ult, but he does take quite a bit of damage. It looks like they're just going to back empowered recalls, but he actually stops it. Genetics does. Get passing a second, get away here. Ooh, Victor Laser there, just deters him. Nothing more going to come from that.
Delaying the backs is actually pretty good. The neck dragon's coming up in a little less than a minute, so delaying their backs means they recall and then are back out onto the map a little later, which means it gives Ain't Easy Being Cheesy a little bit more time to set up some vision around the Drake, because we're still in that scenario where Monkey's Rising is one away. They're going to look to set up a pick here, it looks like.
Oh, nice pick set up. And here comes the Horn. And who's it going to hit? It's going to hit two of them. It's going to hit Squig. It's going to hit JJH. But now that crucial cooldown is gone, as they're focusing on Squig, Pillar comes out. Abyssal Dive to get him out of action. So Pillar on cooldown. Horn on cooldown as well. Now we'll see what happens. This Dragon is about to be up. And 2 crucial cooldowns. Well, Pillar's going to be up by now. But that Horn is still going to be down. Outside of that, ultimates across the board for everybody, primed and ready. And here's the Pillar looking to zone them off. As we see Kappa Crusader wrapping around the back.
Has a bit of a flank here. It's a very important dragon fight. They're doing it really fast.
Yeah, super fast. Is he going to go in? Blue team takes the dragon. Looks like they're getting the dragon, so a Squig goes in. Once again, is this a miscommunication? It might be, as it looks like he's going to fall. Flash comes out, and now they're going on to Genetics. He has to flash over the walls. We see Donut actually jumping straight into Lee Sin, and that is an enters angle. Call that boy tactical, because he just jumped into his death. But Genetics surviving. It looks like Cap Crusader trying to get away from this Trundos. Chinese Spy flashes in, and here's Draven, and he falls, unfortunately, and there's a pillar. Jungkook going on Cap Crusader. The Mano Umano 1v1. Who's going to take it? Jungkook takes it with the Q auto reset. Q, and they get the soul. They get a couple of kills. Valiant effort from the side of Conduit Esports, but they're down 3 kills to the 1 on the, or 1 death, sorry, on the side of Monkeys Rising.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. They I don't know if they saw Capra Crusader on the Lee Sin flank there, but they had enough information. They thought to just DPS rush down the dragon. You saw Capra Crusader landed a Q on someone in the pit, but they got the dragon
and
before
here
it
comes
happened.
the Orn Horn. The Orn Horn does indeed whiff, as Basing the second is now into the base. Are they going to try to fight him here? He doesn't have his flash up, so they could look. And there's JJH. He is but it looks like he tries to engage a Chinese Spy. And nice! So if you're from ANZ being cheesy, but there's no one to capitalize on it. There's no one to follow it up. As they're looking at Basing the second, he gets grounded because he gets eaten up by the Tom Kench. And he goes down, shut down. Gold goes over to the Lee Sin. Cap Crusader, more money in his pocket. Again, I would like to see that on genetics, but it's fine. At this point of the game, it doesn't matter. You just want to take kills. You just want to stop the pressure. They're able to pick up 1, and they're not able to get much on that push.
Basting the second was actually inside Conduit's base for like a minute straight. Just
Yeah.
like, there were no minions. He was kind of just stuck there tanking up all the damage. It was a really good engage onto Chinese Spy. He got hit by the cage and the Everfrost, but I think the Leona ultimate was just a little bit late. He was able to Zanya's a bit of the damage. So good on him. He was probably just spamming that button. It was a little bit, the CC chain could have been a little bit better. Could have gotten that kill to make it 2-0. But Monkeys Rising, not too mad about it. Still have a gold lead and the Mountain Soul. The later this game goes, the more items that Basting the second gets under his belt. Like you said, it already took a minute and a half for 5 people to kill him. So he's going to just be even tankier once he's 6 items and has that Mountain Soul shield on top. So...
Oh, Q lands. Is he gonna take it? My mind's telling me no, but my body. He goes in, and there goes the Event Horizon. He gets stunned up, and this is the Zenith play, but here comes the Orn Horn. The Orn Horn comes out, and he's able to knock up Squig. Squig is going down. Squig is dead. His base in the second is doing a shit ton of damage. Excuse my language, but it was absolutely nasty. And Pop goes the Weasel. He goes down as well. Base in the second, leading the front line. Jungkook trying to go in, and look at Chinese Spy. He's a spy indeed, because he just came out of shadows and popped JJH and able to take a kill. What are they gonna do here now? It's 4 of them on the map. Genetics trying to take this red buff here, but here's Chinese Spy, and he says, "You thought that was yours? Oh hell no! Oh, that is mine." He takes that, and now what are they gonna do? They're gonna look to push mid, as we see Genetics actually gonna back here. And Cap Crusader doing the same. Looks like he's actually doing his camps. I mean, bro, your base.
Your base is dying, my friend. I know Krugs are pretty important for the jungler.
I mean, Krugs over base? I don't know, but maybe he thinks the game's already over as Ain't Easy being cheesy goes down. Double kill for Chinese Spy. And just like that, it looks like this game's going to be over. Cap Crusader trying to make a play. He goes in once again, but unfortunately he dies. And just like that, we're going to see a game 3, baby. Monkeys Rising takes the win. The Dragon Soul, good team fighting. It is now tied 1-1. Monkeys Rising versus Conduit. This was a good game, Jumbo.
It was a good game. It was Monkeys Rising out to another pretty good early game lead with the late game comp, so you always love to see that. You could see the damage graph is exactly what you want it to look like. Both the carries doing most damage in the game.
Victor, look at that Orn damage, though. He's right there building full tank, by the way.
He's right there building full tank, yeah. Just standing next to people with Sunfire does a lot of damage, and I think he had Thornmail as well. So doing a lot of damage and providing so much utility for his team. Obviously handing out those Orn upgrades. Letting everyone just stay in place so Chinese Spy can just put all his damage down onto the floor and just kill everybody. Not too much early game action out of the Draven Leona lane as we were expecting, and we kind of saw the consequences of that. They were kind of just got steamrolled once the game started going.
Exactly, and unfortunately, when you put a lot of agency into the early game and nothing comes from that early game, I mean, the game kind of plays out how it exactly would sound, right? Of course, unfortunately, the scaling on the side of Tristana was too much, getting accelerated super early, as well as the Victor getting those upgrades super early, getting 2 upgrades before 50 minutes. Absolutely disgusting. But hey, that's just game 2. Game 3 is just around the corner, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be heading into draft for game number 3, the deciding match. Who is going to start who's going to start week 2 undefeated? Is it going to be Monkeys Rising? Is it going to be Conduit Esports? Stay tuned and let's find out.
Inside the book that I wrote, all of the words that we spoke, yet only with our eyes. Now is the time to choose. Somebody wins and some lose. I can see through your disguise. Head down, hope for something better. Looking at the clouds, the cyber and the weather. You can't keep this up. Lies are just too much. Kick back, start another fire. Looking at the clouds, making shapes that you admire. And you can't stop it now, 'cause you don't know how.
All right, it looks like we are getting into draft for game number 3. It's our first game 3, Ryan. I'm really excited.
Yo, me too, me too. I hope we see some spicy picks, and I hope Seraphine does not get back.
Oh.
Damn it. Spoke too soon, man. I spoke too
I was
soon.
gonna say, you spoke it into the universe. You had to just be quiet and see what happened.
I'll do that next week. You're right. You're right.
It looks like we're gonna see literally the exact same bands come out of Conduit here. Monkeys Rising must have really good players on these 3 champions if it stays the same. Just because if they ban the same 3 every game, that's indicative of very strong things. Something I just now realized in the couple of scrims that we watched, Gragas was banned every time against Conduit, and we
Yeah.
haven't seen it since the season has started. But then we also haven't seen anybody
Ooh.
play it.
So do we
either,
see it in this
so-
decisive game 3?
We'll have to wait and see because like we still don't even know who plays it because we haven't seen anybody play it on the
Wow.
side of Conduit yet. So, but
Look at that insta lock though.
I was gonna say, yeah, let's focus on the current game now. We see the bands come in. Ezreal taken off the table here for Conduit. Gonna see Genetics on that one. Really strong pick. We've seen it once already this series, and it did a lot of damage. We'll have to see what else comes in here.
No. Nautilus hover here. Nautilus lock in. So Nautilus once again pick for Monkeys Rising. Who are they going to play it with in the bot lane? Looks like a Jhin. Okay, Nautilus and Jhin.
Interesting.
Not bad. So they commit to their bot lane early. Ezreal first pick on the side of Conduit. Do they decide to pick up their support here?
Yeah,
Or do they
Leona's still
decide to
up.
go somewhere else?
Leona's still up, and we've seen Ain't Easy Being Cheesy play it twice already. Really likes the pick. I don't know if you change your support like off of a tanky engage support when you have Ezreal in the lane. I feel like you pick support kind of for team anyway. This is interesting because this could be a flex pick if they pick the
Yep.
set.
Yep, exactly. And it does indeed get locked in, and you're completely right, Job. It could be a fight, but oh man, are we gonna see it? Regular season ain't easy being cheesy. Blitzcrank, please lock it in. Please lock it in for the viewers at home because this is gonna be an entertaining game. Just do it.
There it
And he
is.
does, Job, and he does.
We did see the Blitzcrank come out in scrims when we had the chance to watch those, and the hook connection percentage was, well, let me just say it was high.
It was illegal. That shit was illegal, man. I mean, we have to see if he has aimbot installed. We never were able to do that, guys. So do apologize. He might have it installed, maybe not. But regardless, the Blitzcrank is locked in, and it looks like Monkeys Rising is gonna be the ones taking the top catch this time around, taking that away from Squig.
Yeah, gonna see some jungle bands coming in here. The Blitzcrank being locked in means this is most likely a set top lane, so it's going to be a kind of opposite of the matchup we saw in Game 1, where it was Conduit with the Tom Kench and Monkeys Rising with the set. So we'll have to see if players kind of can play this other side of the matchup as well. So Orianna also taken off the table. Good when you have set on your team, having Orianna put the ball on him for the engage is a good combo, so they're taking that one away. It's also a really safe laner, so like forcing JH to maybe play something that they can counter pick or get a favorable matchup into, so we'll have to wait and see there. And Corki maybe coming off the table here as well to take away that other long range damage threat. Since they already have the Jhin, makes sense they want to take away the Corki as well.
Makes sense. And you know, I'm a little bit sad because Alawi was left open now, of course, because Set being
true.
picked. And I would have loved to seen Squigs Alawi because he always smurfs when he does play it. I mean, they could always flex Set into the mid lane and then pick an AP jungler and still pick Alawi, but I don't know if that's the best course of action for Conduit to do it in Game 3. But unfortunately, not going to probably see an Alawi here as we see the Victor picked up once again for Monkeys Rising.
Yeah, did really well on the Victor in the last game, as you saw. Did the most damage in the game, and he has a similar team comp where he has the big beefy frontliners to just stand in front, hold people in place with that Nautilus and that Tom Kench. Jhin actually just holds people in place for Victor to laser them too.
Yeah,
so I think
that
it's a
too.
good scaling pick, good damage. Ari was banned in the last game and does make it through here for Conduit. So
Yeah, and we've seen JJH play Ari as well. He actually is really good. We've seen him go Horizon Focus second, get that enhanced power with hitting his charm. And we see the Poppy locked in for our boy, Kappa Crusader. We've seen him play Dark Harvest Poppy before. Is he bringing the dark technologies back out, Jabba? We will find out.
we've seen Dark Harvest, and I think we saw him play in Electrocute Poppy one game too.
Yes,
So.
yes, we did.
I said this during scrims, and I'll say it again here. You can go literally any rune on Poppy, and it's good. And you could build
Wait.
any item on Poppy, but what the Ramus?
We're going to be seeing a Ravis jungle in competitive, Jabba? Oh my goodness, I'm excited. You know what? That means he's going to be spam ganking.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm not quite sure how good Ramus is like later into the game scaling wise. Obviously, you know, build straight armor, kill people by looking at them kind of thing, but well,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see because he's got that new ultimate now. It's not just the tremors anymore. Trivia time. Do you know what his new ultimate is called?
I absolutely have no clue. I know what it does, but I don't know what it's called.
It is the Soaring Slam.
Oh, damn. God damn. That sounds like it hurts.
Yes, so for
The
people that
Soaring
don't know,
Slam?
For people that don't know, it was a couple of patches ago. Rammus got a new ultimate, and you probably have no idea what it is just because Rammus isn't played a whole lot. It's pretty interesting. You can hit your Q, go into the Powerball form, and then you soaring slam, exactly what it sounds like. You leap up into the air and do an AoE, and if you're in, your Q is active and you're in Powerball form, you get an AoE knockup.
Yeah, and it's actually
So
pretty disgusting as well. And
it's
I
really
think
good.
while it's active as well, it still does damage in that circular area
Yes.
too.
Yes. It does still
So
have the tremors effect where it does like the slow field AoE magic damage. It's
yes,
pretty low damage, but like the slow is, not
yeah,
none. But it doesn't move with him. It just sits in like the impact area. So
yes,
that's the one change, but I think it's better overall just because Grimus has a gap close now instead of just running at you, which is pretty cool. And he has like AoE engaged now instead of just before you could like press Q and then flash onto a bunch of people, but this is a little more backline access for Rammus now. So you can get on top of you, get the Thornmail procs going, get the taunt off on the one important person, and then just kind of be back there and be hard to kill. So we'll have to wait and see if it works out the way Monkeys Rising is wanting it to. They had like the carries are Ezreal and Ari, so they're going to be like fairly mobile. So we'll have to see if he can get a flank or line it up with the rest of the CC on the team to make sure they can't just dash away from it. So we'll have to see if the coordination is on point here for Monkeys Rising.
yeah. And so for Conduit, they have decent amount of mixed damage, right? They have Ari coming out, which is full AP, Ezreal doing mixed damage there. And they're not champions that are going to be focused on auto attacking the Rammus. So I'm really interested to see why the Rammus was saved for the last pick. I wonder how much value they're going to get from it, just because, of course, he has to go win. If he gets hit by a charm, he's unable to even use his taunt. In fact, he's charming. He's running into the enemy team, and he can get bursted because Rammus is most likely going to be going armor items in order to take advantage of his passive. So he might just get blown up from the Arya as well. So again, we'll have to see how the Rammus works. They saved it for last pick, so maybe this is some secret technologies we do not know about.
I don't know,
But
man.
we are going to be finding out, man.
They have Poppy too. She just like presses W, and I don't know if Rammus can actually jump in there. Like,
True, actually.
you know what? I think I missed a detail, and I think Rammus is unstoppable in his ultimate when he's jumping at you.
Okay.
So the Poppy then wouldn't CC him out of the dash with the steadfast presence, the circle around her. So if that is how that works, then it's less bad than I was thinking. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, just because we have no Rammus knowledge at all. So
Yeah, and again, right before we hop into the game, guys, I just want to say, get your drinks, get your snacks, because it is going to be Hook City in the bot lane and all around the map. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing him, but Ain't Easy Being Cheesy is a hook god, and when we are back, we'll be jumping right into the game. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you soon.
okay.
sing a song full of hope, full of pain? Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain. Forever young, ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end. No, they don't fade away. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun. Here's to the ones who let shine through the rain, the ones who stood for something more. We won't forget your names. The tide is high, say goodbye, we set it sail, and all those midnight secrets told, we'll take them to the grave. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun.
Here we go, guys. It is time. A deciding game 3. Conduit Esports versus Monkeys Rising. Let's get it, Jabba.
I know why they went Gen Nautilus now.
Let's hear it.
They have matching skins.
Oh, that's why.
It was a Skinnergy game plan all along.
Nice. That's what we like to see. And look,
Speaking of game
We
plans, yeah, we have something going on.
wait. We see Dark Harvest Poppy. Let's go, Capra Crusader with the Dark Harvest.
That's not even what I was pointing out. We have two Hook champions trying to face check each other here. And Easy Being Cheesy leading the charge, saying, "Look, I'm two dogs in a mech suit. Just follow me, okay?"
Ooh, hold on. Looks like we might get some action going on here, Java. What's gonna happen on the edge of my seat?
I'm gonna zoom out so we can see everything here. We're gonna walk in.
Here it comes. Oh, and there it goes. And there he goes. First blood goes to JJH. Don't even have to use anything. Easy kill. And that sucks because it's right before the minion spawn. He is going to be able to get to his buff, but are they going to leash him? I mean, Rammus with no leash.
Yeah, I don't think they can. Well, I mean, yeah, they're gonna, because like it's really bad because Rammus is already pretty slow, and I think that's one of the reasons why you don't see him play it a whole lot. His clear is pretty bad.
Yep.
They did. I think when they changed his ultimate, they changed his E or no, his W, the defensive ball curl, whatever it's called, where he
Yep.
does more damage and stuff. He can extend the duration of it for longer when he's auto attacking. So like he has it up for longer now. But I still think it's pretty slow, especially compared
Yeah,
to
it's
Poppy,
really
who can
slow.
who can dash around and give herself movement speed and stuff. You can see Cabin Crusader's already on the other side of the map, starting his blue. He's going to do a 3-camp start, it looks like, similar to what he did last game. Quick level 3 in the gank, most likely. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if the Rammus gets rolling a little bit later into the game here.
Nice. I like that one, Job. I like that one. And I hope we see a level 3 gank here as Basting the second is able to hit level 2 first and starting to bully Squig up there, zoning him off. But the wave is going to come to him, so it's fine. He'll get zoned off for now, but in EXP range, pick up some EXP, hit level 2, and then get some minions when it hits him. Bot lane, we see them hit level 2 as well. Nothing too big coming out. Nothing too big to note.
Yeah, it's interesting here. Genetics didn't start tier, started at Dorm's Blade, so he wants to fight a little bit earlier, and if he's going to go the tier, he's going to start it a little later, just so he has a little more lane presence, but yeah.
But take a look at Cap Crusader wrapping around as we see the TP coming in early from Chinese Spy, saying that no, we do not want this early gank to come out. Rammus was here too, Jungkook was around the side, so it would have been a 3v2, but Cap Crusader smartly just backs off and says, hey, you know what? We got the TP, let me just back up. But here it is. Will they actually fight for this top crab here?
It was a really good TP by Chinese Spy, actually. If you looked, the TP stops the gank, obviously, but there's a hook.
Oh, but there's a hook. The first hook of the game. Ain't easy via cheesy. Does it with the aimbot. Not gonna land into a kill, but nice trading going on there. One for one so far from what we've seen.
Yeah, Barry Donut does have to flash there, so taking that mini objective in the summoner spell is good for Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. Makes the second one easier to land, of course. But yeah, what I was saying before with the teleport from Chinese Spy,
Yes.
he got the wave pushed into the tower before he teleported, so he actually didn't really lose that much too. So it was really well timed. He saves his teammate, and he doesn't, screw his lane phase that much because he got a big wave into the tower. So good heads up play there. It's really hard to make that call. It's a snap decision that you have to make if you're gonna TP or not. So it worked out in the end. He's only down 5 CS here. He is kind of though.
Yeah, so we've seen the flash come out. We see some spam pingings coming in the bot lane. We see flash come out for Ain't Easy Being Cheesy, trying to make a play happen. They seen the Poppy was there, it failed, and then they started spam ping. They started to spam ping Ain't Easy Being Cheesy, but he has Hex Flash. As you see a gank coming through, Chinese Spies, as you mentioned, the flash comes out. Nice charm from JJH. And there goes Captain Crusader getting a Dark Harvest stack and getting killed. But in the top lane, unfortunately, we weren't able to see how that played out. But Rammus, Junk, Coop did go up there, and they were able to pick up a kill. That goes to Beast in the second.
It was a good flash from Chinese Spy. You saw Poppy had the angle to get him into the wall there, right near the river. So he flashes to the other side of it, but a good flash follow from JJH lands the charm, and they wait the full duration for the Victor to walk towards the Ari and the Poppy so he can get the guaranteed stun onto the wall, and he gets the kill, and most importantly, he gets a Dark Harvest stack. So.
Yes. Nice knock up there. Nice knock up into the hook. That boy is 2 for 2. And just like that, he's ticking and he goes down. Ain't Easy Being Cheesy, making it look easy.
Taking him down with the ignite there. It was good. Pink Penguin held the flash as long as possible. He didn't think he was going to go down there, but it's a Blitzcrank diff, unfortunately. Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. It was banned in a couple of the games last week. Finally gets to see it come out here against another hook champion, and it looks like a really big lead in the bottom lane here for Conduit. They get the kill, a lot of time here on the tower, and it's a CS lead already for Genetics on the Ezreal.
Yeah, and this is why I said, viewers at home, that we're in for a treat. 2 for 2 so far on the hooks, and this is just the beginning. This guy's an absolute monster on this champion. Whenever we see him play it, he's the MVP of the team, and so far, so good. He is doing extremely well. JJH farming up really nicely against Chinese Spy. Chinese Spy staying relatively even as well. You mentioned he did have good wave control early on, so even though he uses TP, he's right there still in it. Wave pushing towards base in the second is Squig. Looking to engage here. Looking for a 1v1, but just some basic trading, taking up some minion damage as well. Wave is going to go towards him.
And Easy Being Cheesy is roaming around in the mid lane here. Has Moby Boots first item like we see him do quite often. He is in the mid lane looking at the Victor right now.
Yeah, he Hex Flash, but unable to find an angle there. So looks like he's just going to help him push, get his relic stacks going. I wonder if they are going to look for maybe a dragon here. Maybe not, as red buff is just about to spawn. And it looks like Jin is going to be coming back to lane as well, so they will be able to match. But hold on, they're going into the river. Are they going to look for something here? Ain't Easy Being Cheesy puts on the ward.
It's going to be kind of hard. Genetics is at the wave at his turret, so it's a bit difficult to fight.
What a nice charm into the wall. Stun. JJ Ancient Kappa Crusader making a sick combo happen. He has to get out of there. Chinese Spies he actually has to blow the ultimate. But they get the flash from Jungkook. They get the ultimate from Victor as well. So to me, it looks like this should, in theory, maybe be a dragon angle.
Yeah,
and it is.
I think it is, yeah. Jungkook on the Rammus did back since he got put pretty low and had to flash. Genetics had that wave in front of his turret the whole time and just now got it pushed out. So he's able to walk over and help now. Kappa Crusader getting kind of low. Okay, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
So they're going to get the top or the dragon here. A good CS lead here in the bottom lane for Genetics, getting summoner spells as well. So they're checking off the boxes here for this early game. That was really close.
All right, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. It's okay. It was really close. Good attempts. You know, we're not mad at him for it. You got to try.
It was 2 out of the 3 of the ones that we've seen. I'm sure there's been some off camera that we haven't seen
sure.
though. But yeah, good early game lead so far. A little bit less than 1,000 gold lead here for Team Conduit. Kind of waiting and see, waiting for the hook cooldowns to see if anything happens, really.
You know what's funny though? We were talking about how slow the clear speed is for Rammus, and he's actually up in farm because Kappa Crusader was doing so much ganking. So funny to see that. Oh, as we see a root coming down, Ain't Easy Being Cheesy getting heavily damaged by Dona after getting rooted into the hook, but he's just gonna back up. Wave is gonna hit just about the middle here, and I wonder if they're gonna try to get a hard shove and get a base.
It looks like Easy Being Cheesy going to have to take a base here since he's pretty low. They have a lot of CC out of the bot lane here just between the two of them, so whenever Pink Penguin does land a hook, it's into the root, and then it's into the Deadly Flourish from Jin with another root, so they can hold people in place for a really long time. It's just going to be, if they're able to do it during the team fight stage when they're trying to hit an Ari and they're trying to hit an Ezreal who can jump around. So that's what we're going to have to keep our eyes on. Meanwhile, in the mid lane...
Unfortunately, the charm misses as Kappa Crusader was trying to come in from the side. As Squig now engaging onto Bastion in a second. Again, just some basic trading. Nothing's going to really happen there. But really good movement from Chinese Spy. Now remember, he does have his flash back up. So even if he was caught in that situation, he would have been able to flash out. And he's getting really strong now as... Wait, hold on. He's going in. He's engaged on Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. He actually does get clipped by the Q, which allows Jin's W to keep him rooted in place into the hook. But it's not going to do much. He's just going to get out with his life. Just some CC, but no actually kills being found.
Yeah, good ultimate, Poppy ultimate there from Kappa Crusader to push the Rams out of the way to give Ain't Easy Being Cheesy a little bit of an escape route. But Squig is under the tower. Okay.
Yeah, he's under the tower, and just like that, he's back out of it. But hold on, he can get stung here if he gets hit by one more tongue lash. And if he does, he's most likely dead. He's trying to cut the Q. He actually flashes, and he dodges the tongue lash. But here comes the Abyssal Dive. The fight keeps going, but he's going to be able to get to his tower and live. So I thought he might have flashed early, but it's fine. He was able to flash, and he dodged the tongue lash, which means he doesn't get stunned. So he walks away with his life.
Yeah, really good to get out of that scenario. But really good on Basting, actually, to just trade into him at that spot, so forcing him to back. Squeak does have teleport, so if he wants to, he can get back to the top wave and not lose any minions. It looks like it's going to be right in the middle anyway, so I actually don't think he has to TP. Should be good. And Kappa Crusader is on the way, so...
He's coming in high, he's coming in fast, and there it is, the soaring slam! But oh my god, Pink Penguin is taking a ton of damage from Genetics. Genetics is just getting free damage, and there it is Set. You called it. He actually had to flash in order to get away, but looks like they're going to pick up 2 kills here as Jungkook goes down, Pink Penguin goes down, Squig picks up a kill, Genetics gets a kill, and JJH! What an ultimate charm! You deserve that kill! Get that man a kill and get that spy off the map. The kill goes down, and just like that, they get 3 kills on the side of Conduit.
Yeah, 2 flashes on both carries had to be expended there to get away. Buried Donut might not be out of it quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing, brother? It's quite unfortunate. It was a diver's angle indeed. He was not out of it, and he goes back into the fountain as he dies there. Man, things are getting super bloody. Cap Crusader in the top side now. What is he looking? He's 2 levels down. He gets licked and loses a big chunk of his health, but looks like he's just holding the wave here
It's
since the set went bot lane.
actually going from bad to worse here for Monkey's Rise. Both of their carries flash, and now both of them die too. So a lot of time spent in the fountain means they're down on XP, down on gold, down on minions. A huge minion lead, 40 CS and 3 plates to Genetics here in the bottom lane. He is scaling quite well. He did pick up that tier eventually, fairly recently, so it's still fairly low, but they're accelerated in this game state, so he doesn't mind if it takes a little longer. Has the Sheen as well, already does a lot of damage. Might have to dodge a hook here, but okay, he's fine.
Yeah, he does dodge it. Cap Crusader is actually looks like a dive angle could be set up here. He's been holding it for quite some time here as we see Rammus charging in. Jungkook charging it up, knocks him away. So Sebastian in second's actually not going to be here for the dive angle. Abyssal dives back over though, but Squig is now here. Tower is actually 1 hit from death.
Yeah, you could see you were correct that they were going to look to dive there.
Yeah, and the fight is breaking out once again. He actually just ults him. He's pinging. He's pinging. He's like, guys, look, I got him. Screw the Rift Herald. Can we get the kill? Squig actually ults backwards, and the flash for Jungkook into the top. Squig now is committing to the fight. He actually takes him super low, but is able to get a shutdown, and here's the grab from Ain't Easy being cheesy, man. 3 for 4, and there he goes. JJH is on a killing spree now, and looks like they're going to be looking to take this second dragon. JJH doing a ton of damage this game so far, and it ain't easy being cheesy, easily hitting those hooks.
Another hook on the big pink penguin here. It means they're going to go 2 up on Drakes. It's Conduit with the early Drake lead in this game. They learned their lesson for the first 2 games. It looks like they're like, all right, no, we're going to get the dragon, okay, please, guys. So we're going to see what it is here. First 2 are down. Very Donut doing a little bit of damage here onto Genetics as the Ocean springs to life. It's a Kappa Crusader here with the Rift Herald. It's a little early, but they're going to look to go onto Buried Donut here, it looks like.
Yeah, and he gets chunked out. Look at that Q combo from Genetics into the stun. Beautifully done by Kappa Crusader. Kill goes up, but trading in the mid lane, Rammus and Victor, Chinese Spy and Jungkook able to get the kill. And now TP's coming out as well, but Pink Penguin should fall here, and they might actually be able to turn on the TP. Are they going to actually be able to do anything to Bastion second here? They're going to be able to kite it out. Abyssal Dive comes through. Genetics does not have E anymore.
Reinforcements on the way.
Yeah, reinforcements on the way, and here comes the Rammus as he taunts up the enemy there and right there as well. Ezreal goes down. Captain Crusader is he's running for his life. Chinese Spy coming, and here is Jungkook going to be able to get the knock-up and donate the kill over to Victor. That up. Maybe an overstay, Jabba? Maybe a slight overstay, because they just kind of threw away their lead a little bit there.
Yeah, it was good to get the Herald and get the Jhin, 100%.
Right.
Because the tower was already really low. The Herald was going to guarantee that they get that, and they get the good stun onto Buried Donut here on the Jhin. But then, yeah, I think the overstay came when...
Oh, but a little bit of an engage here as JJH goes in, but he actually lives. But here comes the curtain call, and he actually steps into the bomb, so he goes down anyways. Here comes a curtain call as well. The last shot not going to do too much. Pink Penguin ceasing, Ain't Easy being cheesy into the W. That combo that you were saying, Java, that's super deadly. They're unable to take down Ain't Easy being cheesy, but unfortunate ult from JJH. He just ults in because he thinks he could probably make a pick. Unable to do so, and he actually falls.
Yeah, good on Pink Penguin here to land the hook onto the very elusive Ari. Like you said, he kind of just ran right in with the ultimate there. So he goes down. Not a whole lot on the map to do at the moment. Just handing over blue buff here for Chinese Spy. It looks like blue buff for Conduit's coming up soon. They do have a pink ward, Monkey's Rising does, so they could look to fight over that mini objective if they really wanted to. But it looks like just Buried Donut's going to go and take a base. Probably has Gale Force at this point in time, if I were to guess. Yep, there it is. And Swifty Boots as well, so... a bit of an item lead right now for Buried Donut over Genetics, even though he is down in CS and down in kills. But we saw Genetics stopped off and actually completed the full Manamune first to help stack that up a little faster. So he doesn't have his Divine Sunderer quite yet, doesn't do that much damage to tanks right now. Decided to get the scaling item first just to make sure that one comes online earlier. So his 2-item spike is a little better.
Yeah, and I actually think that this is completely fine in this type of game state. They are able to get that bot lane tower earlier with that Rift Herald, so they're able to take him out of lane. Now he's going to be able to get some solo EXP, some solo farm up on the top side as well. We can see he is already level 10, so that's actually really good. Berry Donut's still level 9, so he does have that EXP lead there, and that's only going to continue to grow as he's sharing EXP mid right now with 4 members as an Abyssal Dive gets channeled. Squig pulls him into the tower. Basting taking a ton of damage from this tower here. Flash comes out into the ult as Basting is still taking up the tower. He's going to have to pop his shield. Still taking up the tower. And he just walks out. And looks like he's going to live. But here comes reinforcements. Chinese Spy. Soaring Slam comes out and looks like he goes down. The master bait works out as Basing the second is able to keep him there long enough for his team to follow up. They're going to be able to get this bot tower here as Conduit looks to try to trade it mid.
Yeah, they're going to trade it mid, and it looks like they're going to go top too. So it was a good response from Monkeys Rising to go and help their buddy there in the bottom lane. It's actually kind of funny with the Frostfire Gauntlet and the Bramble Vest. Set did a lot of damage to himself in that fight, just repeatedly auto-attacking the Tom Kench there. But it was a good rotation to make sure that they got the kill and they got the tower, but then it was traded for mid by Conduit here. So it's good if they can get this Rift Herald so they can maybe look to make another play. But people
and
are
nice
collapsing.
Charm, huge chunk, and nice hook forcing the flash. So really good stuff there. I won't count that as a missed hook because, I mean, he forced the man to flash. That's really good value in that.
Yep, really good value. They're able to get the Rift Herald, but no one's actually picked it up yet.
And nice Charm actually being able to chunk him as Genetics is able to pick up the kill onto Pink. But take a look at Base in a second. Deep into the front line here as Chinese Spy is about to go down and actually get sniped by Genetics. Genetics is in the back line getting free fired. Nobody is hitting him as you see the Rammus coming in and he actually gets instantly chunked. Basking the second is still trying to fight. Squig is actually still alive. What an absolute mad lad just staying in the front. This is why I like Squig's playstyle. He sacrifices himself for the team. He doesn't play for KDA, and just like that, he's able to tank up and allow Genetics to pump out a ton of DPS untouched.
Genetics untouched. Berry Donut actually full HP still at the end of that fight. Was forced to flash away when the rest of his team fell down. I was a little concerned at the beginning of that fight. They got the Rift Herald and then everyone just like 180'd and ran away and no one actually picked it up. But Genetics did channel his ultimate on the Ezreal on top of it there, so he's able to do damage and pick it up at the same time, so good on him for doing that. He's going to get slowed repeatedly by the dragon here, starting it up a little bit early. Both junglers are on the way. We're going to fight for this. It is a 2-0 dragon lead for Conduit, so if they're able to get this, it puts them in a really good spot for the rest of the game. But we do see Basting coming in with the TP.
Oh, and there's the root, and he gets knocked up here, so Squig's most likely going to fall here. And he does get the ult. Is he able to pick up Pink Penguin? Oh, he doesn't, but look at the true shot barrage from downtown. He's able to pick that up. So now it's 4 players on the map for each side. How is this going to pan out with this dragon? Monkeys Rising is definitely going to want to take this because like you said, Jabba, if they don't, this is going to put Conduit at soul point. Bastion second trying to get out. He actually gets charmed by JJH, gets silenced. Backing out now. Looks like they're going to concede this dragon job, which means that Conduit will be at soul point at 19 minutes.
Yeah, they have to back away. They have to back away and give the soul point. Everyone's really low because even though Squig died, he took a long time. He did a lot of damage with that Haymaker and got the ultimate off as well. So he did a lot of AoE damage to everybody on top of holding them all in place for the True Shot Barrage, like you said. It did a lot of damage to the entire team. Berry Donut was basically half HP, and there's no way that Jungkook was going to be able to get in there and not sacrifice himself.
Oh my gosh, look at the hook. The charm misses, but the hook lands. Pink Penguin's able to escape with just a little bit of HP. If that charm lands into the hook, he's definitely dead with the enhanced damage, but looks like they're able to just pick up that mid lane tower with that Rift Herald.
Yeah, using that second Rift Herald to get an inner tower, like you were saying in the last game, the inner tower is worth more gold now, so second Herald is actually a little bit more valuable than it has been historically. But yeah, looking at the gold, it's a little bit of a lead here for Conduit still. They, of course, have those 3 dragons. Squig still splitting in the top lane. It looks like Basting the second is going to go answer him now. But looking good going into the mid game here for Conduit. It looks like they're going to take command and control of game 3 here. Kappa Crusader maybe wants to run in, but not quite having the speed for it yet. I want to take a look.
Did you see how fast he was running, though?
He's running really fast, yeah. I want to take a look at the items now that we have a bit of a break. I want to see the divine, the Dark Harvest Poppy went for Divine Sunderer. Not a straight tank build. Makes sense. There's 2 big tanks on the enemy team, so that Divine Sunderer being good against tanks. is a good pickup there. And might as well make it 2 Divine Thunders, obviously. Genetics coming up with his now as well. Are we going to see JJH actually just go Rabadon's second item again on Ari?
No. I think he is going for the Horizon Focus
Oh,
because he
you're
does have the
right.
Hextech Alternator.
He has the
and
alternator,
it
yeah,
does
you're
build
right.
out of the needlessly large rod as well.
You're right. All right, so we will see, like you were saying before, he likes the Horizon Focus second on Ari, getting the enhanced damage once he sees somebody. Like, oh, misses the charm, though.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but thankfully nobody dies, or maybe I spoke too soon as Genetics actually gets rid of. But Pink Penguin in too deep, has the flash out. Dark Harvest proc comes out as well. True Shot Barrage secures the kill onto Pink Penguin, so he goes down as now they try to take control of this bot side jungle. Looks like they're going to be able to do so, activating sweepers, taking out some Oracle's lenses as well. And just like that, they're able to pick up another kill.
Picking up another kill. Pink Penguin's really far behind. Right now you can see 0-7-2. Doesn't even have his mythic item yet. Across the table, Ain't Easy Being Cheesy, obviously doing a little better. Has the tier 2 boots and the locket completed already. So a bit of a difference in the support items as well. Interestingly, we see Rapid Fire Cannon's second item here for Berry Donut on the Jin. You usually see Gale Force Collector for Jin, but we'll have to wait and see if he gets
and here
the value.
comes a showstopper as John Coop tries to get something done here. He's actually getting poked out, but unfortunately, Ain't Easy Being Cheesy gets sniped out from the current call from
big
Berry Donut.
ultimate.
Looks like he's going to keep going. Ultimate comes out, but nice charm as Cap Crusader also connects and gets a kill there. Fight continuing here. Cap Crusader has to knock him away and does. Chinese Spy super low. Good knockback because if not, he actually would have died there. Wait, what? How is it already back up? He used it again. Two-shot barrage comes out, and here is Squig. And Squig says, hey, you guys fighting without me? I want to fight. Is this a Squig angle? It is. He always does the unconventional things. He's still taking up. He's still fighting. He's not a KDA player. He actually lives that Java. Oh, my goodness.
It was a really good re-engage. It looked like the fight was done after Capital Crusader uses the Keeper's Verdict there on the Poppy to knock people away. I do agree with you. It was good because they were going to be able to continue to chase and maybe get some more kills there. But I didn't think the re-engage from Squig was going to be good. He did get a really good ultimate landing onto the back line, forcing Berry Donut to Gale Force, heal, and flash to get out of that one. So those will not be up for the next Dragon fight coming up in 55 seconds. They have to be around for this one. It's Ocean Soul Point here for Conduit. Berry Donut not going to have his summoner spells. Chinese Spy on the Victor, no flash
chunky.
as well. Yeah, and they do a lot of damage, and they have a bit of a death brush set up here.
Okay, Genetics, maybe he caught out a little bit, but not. But there is the hook from Ain't Easy Being Cheesy and Pink Penguin. I mean, at this point, you're not worth that much gold, but come on, man. You can't keep doing this to your team. They need you there for the CC. He goes down as JJH is able to pick up the kill. His positioning has been really bad. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about the guy, but this game, his positioning has been really, really bad. And fortunately for Conduit, they're able to capitalize on that as now Chinese Spy gets flashed, knocked up, and hooked by Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. He is able to step away here. Phase Rush is proccing. He's running away as Rammus is here as well. Looks like they're going to continue the chase. They do see vision on the Rammus as a ward is placed by Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. But here's JJH. He is stepping on the Scuttle Crab as well. So they see vision of him. It's going to be 3v2. But keep in mind that Blasting the Second is on his way up here. Hold on. TP coming out. And there it is. Squig is actually able to stop it. And there is JJH landing the Q and able to pick up the kills. There is Poppy taking the dragon on the bot side, and 2 kills is also going to go for Conduit here on the top side. But wait!
Oh, wow.
Oh, yep, he actually gets it. So JJH is able to actually pick up that second kill on Jungkook. So Jungkook goes down, Chinese Spy goes down, and the 4th dragon picked up for Poppy while all that stuff is going on at top.
Yeah, this one's in the books here, I think, Brian. While they are able to chase down a bunch of random kills here, Cabra Crusader able to pick up the Ocean Soul. There's going to be a curtain call come out here, but I don't think much is going to come of it. They're just able to walk away, it looks like, and get most of the tower. Genetics is on his way here on the Ezreal, and Cap Crusader actually has a flank here.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful flank into the hook, and that boy is dead and gone. See you later, Pink Penguin, once again. 0-10. God damn.
This is
Looks
actually,
like they're going to get top tower.
yeah, this is pretty important, though. Pink Penguin hitting his 10 death power spike. It's,
Yes. You're right.
The hidden power is to be unlocked here into the game. They're going to start up the Baron. It's going to be a 5v4 at best, but it looks like Basting the second is literally just walking back to base. The only one in range is Barry Donut. It's going to be a W from the Jin angle, blind to try and take it here. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, but we've seen crazier things. Yeah, okay.
Oh, he just used it, so yeah.
We saw a objective seal already in the series, so you can't ever count it out. There's some stuff in the air, But now Conduit for sure commanding control of this lead. 5 or so K gold lead, Ocean Soul, Baron buff. Genetics actually popping off again this game. 8-1-8 here on the Ezreal 600 gold shutdown. The Horizon focus has already come through here for JJH, and a Blighting Jewel to pair with it. Has a lot of magic pen for the not a lot of magic resistance on the side of Monkeys Rising. So
whoever gets taunted is whoever gets charmed is going to get absolutely destroyed. The enhanced damage from the charm actually landing, plus the Horizon focus, plus all that pen from Stork Boots, as well as that Blighted Jewel that's obviously going to be upgraded to the Void Staff. You called it, Jabba. Nobody has MR really on the team other than Blasting the second, so he's definitely going to feel it. Everybody else on the team, that is.
I'm looking at the items again here, and I see Genetics has a Serpent's Fang again this game. It's not... Big Penguin is probably he's probably gonna die again. Actually, Jungkook steps in front of the charm.
Yeah, so he actually saved his boy's life.
Saved his boy's life, though. They're more imminent dangers, though. Oh my god.
There he is. I shouldn't be surprised, but he gets the hook as 18 seconds actually going to stay alive here. TP coming down. So here's Squig, one of my favorite players. He's charging right in there. They're gonna be able to take the bot inhib. They're gonna be able to take the mid inhib here. And yeah, you said it, Jabba. This game's pretty much all but over here. They're going to have super minions coming in. Both lanes and another hook. I mean, I'm not surprised. This is my reaction. But here comes Jungkook. He's going to have to do something as a set ult comes through. He's deep into range. He's deep into the tower. And oh my god, that damage. Absolutely disgusting. And look at Genetics just sniping on the backside once again. Untouched pretty much. He does get hit by the Victor Laser there. Damage from Kappa Crusader comes out. Good eat by Basing the second, because if not, then he was definitely dead. And there's a two-shot barrage. Not going to do too much, but looks like they'll be able to play it slow. Minions are hitting the tower. Now look at all these range minions powered up, hitting this tower. They're going to be able to take that down. Beery Donut trying to snipe in the backside, but it doesn't matter as this goes down. And it looks like Conduit Esports goes up 2-0 to start the season. It was a nail-biter. It did go to 3 games, but they did it, Jabba.
They did. I was getting a little bit nervous. This was looking like a bit of an overstay, but you saw they have Ocean Soul. They're literally just able to regen up, make that siege last longer than it should normally. Getting 2 inhibs and then backing off is a really good play there. You just put a lot of pressure on their base, but since they had that Ocean Soul, they're able to just sit there, continue poking out with the Ezreal, getting One Punch Man there, Squig on the set, actually just nuking 3 different people with one ability. Really good play out of him. I love Poppy so much. Nobody plays it, and Kappa Crusader actually just pops off and does extremely well whenever he plays it. Obviously not the most damage in the game, but a lot of map presence, a lot of good ultimates to stop fights, a lot of good heroic charges to start fights. Really good play all around from everybody.
Yeah, I completely agree. And call me a Squig fanboy. When Scrim first started, I was saying, I don't know, is this an interest angle? I don't know how this guy plays. But you know what? I'm a fanboy. Look at his damage. He's second on the damage chart. But most importantly, take a look at the damage taken. He took the most damage on the team. He was in every single team fight, just soaking up so much pressure, putting so much focus onto himself, and that actually enabled Genetics to be able to have the opportunity to free hit in the backside, right? When you have a set right in front of your face and he's DPSing 3 of your members point blank, you're gonna have to focus in on the set, and that allows Ezreal to do his thing and do a shit ton of damage. So once again, I'm a huge fan of Squig. Scoreline doesn't look the best, damage numbers decent, but if you don't pay close attention to it, he was actually a huge factor in this game.
All right. Congratulations again to Conduit Esports taking it over Monkeys Rising 2-1. Really fun series to watch. If you want to see more like this, we are here at the same time every week starting at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. here on the Conduit Esports channel. Make sure you follow the Conduit Esports here on Twitch so you can see when they go live. Follow them on Twitter as well. They post when the games are starting, as well as us, Java 2000 here again with Ryan, and we post on our Twitters when the games are going live too. So if you want to follow 3 channels, make sure you're not missing any more Conduit Esports action. Be sure to do that. But that being said, that will do it here for us for today. Conduit Esports going up 2-0 in the Blue Otter League so far. Can't wait to see what they do next week, and we will see you all then.
Take care, guys. Have a good week.